Good evening, bitches, bros, and non-binary hoes. I hope everyone's been doing good. I mean, you don't really have a choice, you need to be doing good. It's the rules around here. Let me just sort out all of my stuff, make sure everything's working. And then, I've got a lot to talk about. I'm probably going to play some Death Stranding too. I'll sort that out. I figured out what the issue was with my streams previously. It's because I was streaming to too many channels at once. I was accidentally streaming to my D&D channel at the same time when I shouldn't have been. Which is why it was, like, genuinely twice as difficult to stream. Which isn't normally the case. Fingers crossed, I've solved all of my issues. And I won't be expecting any more today. But then again, is it really a stream if you don't have technical difficulties? Make sure I've posted everywhere. There we go. That should be fine. Yeah, one of the things I'll be talking about today is going to be how Asmongold has been owing... Apparently he owes 400k in taxes. And that's just one of the things on the list of things I want to talk about today. In fact, that's a very minor one, actually. Got a lot of things. There is someone admitted to using AI to scam Trump supporters out of enough money to basically pay for medical school. Which I genuinely think is really interesting. Mrs. Bovine, hello, thank you for the look, I appreciate you being here. There's a new video by my friend ML about German censorship in video games I want to check out. I am planning on doing more content with her soon. Paramount nuked all of my Avatar content with her. And the funniest part about that is they sent a copyright strike and cease and desist for all of our videos. Literally the day before their movie leaked. It's like, I'm sure you guys have bigger fish to fry now than a YouTube channel with less than 1,000, sorry, less than 1,000, with 1,000 subscribers. I keep saying less than. No, I've got more than that now. I'm too used to saying less than 1,000. What else have we got to talk about? What else is on the agenda today? There was a YouTube video in regard to a article I read a few weeks ago, actually. I think I might have talked about it on the previous stream. But yeah, a YouTuber, and that it was a YouTuber, set up a fake hotline for ICE agents, and the amount of calls they got was insane. I think a school teacher literally reported one of the children for looking Hispanic, which is something I want to watch. I didn't realize it was a video. I thought it was just a article about something someone did, but no. People are terrible. And it shouldn't surprise me, but every fucking day it surprises me. Something interesting happened as well. So you guys know I put out fucking quality ass posts all the time. Kona, welcome on in. Congratulations on being first in chat. Enjoy the shiny medal. No, but something really interesting did happen. Let me show you real quick. Because this is the first time it's happened to me in the way that it's happened. So you guys know I make a lot of really fucking good posts, right? And they get stolen all the time. Because when you make something popular, everybody wants a piece of that, right? They're like, oh, if I just copy and paste it, I will also be popular. You know, they want to beat me that bad. But this is the most interesting sense of it ever happening. Let's play. Wednesday wackiness. I mean, this is something that happened. It did happen on Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday wackiness. Yeah, but then again, this is probably the wackiest Wednesday thing I've ever seen. Let's play. Here we go. So it's this post here, right? It's on Facebook. Someone posted it on an Elden Ring group. I posted it myself in a separate Elden Ring group. So someone just copy and pasted it word for word. But there's an issue with this post. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's very glaringly obvious that the person in the screenshot this person posted with this caption is not them. This guy's name is Rizda Anissa Barrows. That's not Avatar Obi, who is the one in the screenshot. So, I mean, I have no issues with him spreading my fucking propaganda, I guess. I just find it interesting, this guy pretending to be me, but like he didn't see I'm in the screenshots, and he just copy and pasted the screenshot too, because he saw this post getting loads of likes in other groups, right? And he's like, oh, it's very easy for me to also get loads of likes and shares, and I just copy and paste someone else's post that's doing really well and post it to a different group. I think it's most likely like a fucking bot account or something. But I think it's funny that there are people out there now pretending to be me. It's not even the first time I've had my identity stolen like this. Let's chat. There was at one time a Zionist made a whole ass fake profile pretending to be me to try and discredit me, but it just did not work. Although I do find it flattering that they'd go through that much effort just to try and get back at me. Okay, what else do I want to do? I'll do my Duolingo. I'll do my Wordle. I'm not doing Wordle in a while on stream. I can get to it. You know what, we'll start by doing some Duolingo. Let's play. Let's get this out the way. Which one of these is the telephone? Maybe it's the el telefono. The computer, la computadora.
Ella no necesita un teléfono.
Ella no necesita un teléfono. The pen is el bolígrafo.
Yo uso el carro.
Yo uso.
Uso.
I use. The car.
Sí, yo uso
Oh, it's Mr. Trump.
It's being said that Homelander called you weaker than a wet biscuit. What do you think? Homelander? That fake superhero with his fake muscles and fake everything? Total loser. He wouldn't know strength if it hit him in the face. I've got the best deals, the biggest crowds, huge rallies, believe me. Wet biscuit? More like he's crumbling under pressure. Stolen election nonsense from weaklings like him won't stop me from making America great again. My hands, tiny but mighty.
New episode of The
folks.
Boys dropped today as well. It's been a great season. I'm glad it's the last season. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I want more because it's so good. But no, I like it when shows end and have a definitive ending. And I think a lot of shows would benefit from having an ending sooner rather than later. Sí, yo uso mi teléfono.
¿Tú usas el carro?
Do you use the car?
¿Usted usa el teléfono?
Are you using the telephone?
No, yo no necesito un bolígrafo.
Yo, no. Hang on. No, yo.
No.
Capital N first. No. Necesito un bolígrafo.
Yo necesito usar el carro.
I need to use the car.
Juan, ¿necesitas usar el carro?
Juan, necesitas usar el carro. En bolígrafo.
Por favor, necesito usar el carro.
Un sándwich, por favor. Necesitas usar mi carro. ¿Y tu carro? To read is to leer. To use is to usar. Coffee is café. Unwell is mal. Class is clase. He used the car. Tú usas el carro. The boy is using the computer. El niño usa la computadora. Marco, are you using the telephone? Marco usas el teléfono. Ginger, how is it going? You're watching me ace my Spanish lesson, and I'm going to do a bit of wordle before I get on to talking about a good number of topics today. There's the fact that Asmongold owes $400,000 in taxes. Ayana, did you do Spanish in school today? I wonder if you're probably better than me, because I've been doing Duolingo basically once a day, just for fun, but you're probably better at it than I am. Mucho bueno indeed, Ginger. Yeah, Asmongold owes 400k in taxes. There is a video by my friend ML, which I want to check out, which is about German censorship in video games. What else has happened this week that I'm going to be talking about? A number of things. I'll get around to it. I've got a list I'm working through. Apologies, you might hear my fire alarm going up every now and again. The one in the kitchen is faulty and they're currently fiddling with it to get it to not go off constantly. The worst part is we had it replaced earlier this week, and the new one has also stopped working. I think what it is, they replaced the one that's broken, or more than one of them must have been broken. But it's annoying, and we have to deal with it. Exactly, Ginger. All right. First word for the Wordle. You know what? I'm gonna go with power. Got an O, an E, and an O. Okay, 3 out of 5. Oh, not round. That's not gonna fit. Let me use the other vowels. We've got an A, an I, and a U, which I don't think will be in this. I think it's an O and an E, but I want to get rid of them. Try brain. Okay, so we've got an N, R, O, and E. So we've got a 4 out of 5 so far. Chocolate teapot in a furnace.
Connor Worlds asked me, some say that Trump called you as useful as a chocolate teapot in a furnace. What do you sigh? Oh, that orange buffoon Trump calling me useless. Please, I'm the pinnacle of American power. Vaught's own compound VE keeps this country superior. So taxi, I'm like his failing account. Axcon, Amimap, Kinmi, and
Is he having a stroke?
I don't do and can do endless lies. He'd melt before I even noticed him. As a Vought Plus premium subscriber, Connor Worlds, thanks for sponsoring this takedown. Remember, mocking heroes like me could lead to unfortunate audits. Legal disclaimer. Your subscription
I wish Trump would have
doesn't
He's overdue, I think.
Against laser eyes.
He did have a stroke halfway through it. Only would happen to the other guy, right? How did you find the Mario movie? Because I've heard many mixed things about it. I've heard conflicting things about it. I heard it's not as good as the first one, at least. I've not been to the cinema in ages. I was considering going for I missed watching No Other Choice. That's a movie I really want to see, but I've got it on Amazon Prime Video, legally downloaded. Don't question it. But Project Hail Mary is one I've heard a lot of good things about. I need to go see. I heard there's quite a few cameos in it, like Star Fox is one of the big ones and stuff, and Rosalina obviously being in it. I think the next big movie I'm going to be going for, like, to see in the cinema, probably is going to be Christopher Nolan's Odyssey when that comes out. And then obviously Christmas I've got Dune Part 3 and The Avengers Endgame. And then the Spider-Man Brand New Day this summer as well, isn't there? I think those are the only movies I'm considering going to see at the moment. Right, let's try these words in a different order. So let's try R-E-O. What is the word or answer? I don't know if Queen Lizzie would know this. You know what? I'm gonna go with whatever she guesses. Let's hear her out. Hey Lizzie.
Luna Harpy asked me, what is the Wordle answer? Oh, Wordle. Is that some newfangled invention from the colonies? Back in my day, we had proper puzzles, like deciphering the Magna Carta over tea. But if it's a word you're after, perhaps crown fits the empire.
Of course you'd say crown. I don't think it's going to be crown. There's no W in it. The N is not going to be there. Lizzie, you've let me down. Do you know what? Freedom is not going to fit either. I can't believe this. Do you know what, Lizzie? This is why you're not the monarch anymore. This is why she died. Rip Lizzie. Do you reckon Queen Lizzie and Lizzo put on the no, they did the fusion dance, didn't they? When they were in didn't Queen Elizabeth's spirit reincarnate into her daughter, or was that someone else? Who is it that had a kid when the Queen died? Was it Lizzo? I remember some like C-tier celebrity did. Yeah, something like that. Someone that I don't pay attention to, that's all I remember. So one moment, I'm gonna readjust my camera real quick. Noticed it's slightly off. There we go, and I need to readjust it on this screen as well.
This guy!
Okay, I'm gonna start with an N. I've got 4 out of the 5. Prone. No. Got the O and the E in the right place though. So it's gonna be something that ends in O-R-E, isn't it? Yeah, it ends in O-R-E. Snore. I've not used an S. It is. Holy shit. Ginger, you get the medal for that one. Congratulations, Ginger. I believe that is your first medal. Let's chat. Okay, let me have a look at the things I want to talk about today. Use exclamation mark. You got 38, Harpy. You're lagging behind Kona. He's unfortunately got more. I say unfortunately. Oh no, you can see a corner of my room. That's very unprofessional. Hang on a second. There we go. You did not see that. Okay. So, my friend ML put out a video about German censorship in video games. Asmongold has stolen... Well, he owes 400k in taxes. Someone managed to pay for med school by scamming MAGA people with AI. That's how much money they made, which is insane. We've got the director of the FBI crashing out. Nick Fuentes apparently makes a lot of fucking money on YouTube. He's the Your Body, My Choice guy. There is a video about someone setting up a fake hotline to report to ICE, right? To tip off ICE. Just to see what kind of calls people make. Like, who would they call ICE on? And then I might play some Death Stranding, but... Unless there's anything else I need to talk about this week, actually, hang on. Let me double check. Because the thing about news, and bad news specifically, is it keeps fucking happening. I look away for 5 seconds. Oh, Logan Paul just got ratioed. Let me talk about Logan Paul real quick. It's not often I talk about him, but when I do, it's to make fun of him specifically. What did he do? Only the worst fucking thing. Let's play. So Logan Paul is basically trying to join the manga community, and the issue with that is everything he does is for profit, right? He's not really a fan of any of these things. And I don't know if you guys know this, but grading and reselling things as like mint condition or whatever grades is a fucking scam designed to artificially increase the price of something by giving it an arbitrary number by basically an oversight board, which they usually have a stock in as well. But yeah, he's got a copy of One Piece and Dragon Ball that he's apparently got graded. And the issue with this is, it's the same thing that happened to Pokemon and anything else he's tried to scam his way through, is that what it does, it just drives up the price of everything surrounding that, because everyone else is also going to try and copy him and get a quick buck out of it. And that leads to a rise in scalping, like you've seen it with Pokemon cards. To the point where the Pokemon community fucking hate him. But he got ratioed by I Show Speed here, saying you don't even know shit about One Piece. And he's limited who can reply to him as well, so only people he's following. And most people are kissing his ass from what we can see. But there's also this clip here.
Luffy D Monkey, shout out Luffy.
Monkey D Luffy.
When he gets the name of the character wrong. And his cameraman corrects him.
Luffy D Monkey, shout out Luffy.
Monkey D Luffy.
What?
Monkey D Luffy.
It's Monkey D Luffy.
Bro's acting like he likes One Piece and he gets the main character's name wrong. And someone has to correct him. Kono, loads of fucking influencers these days have been abusing steroids and shit openly. You got people like Clavicular, who's like openly fucking on so much gear that he's basically sterile. All of them are fucking doing it, and they're gonna look terrible in like 5-6 years from now. But they want to make the most of their time in the limelight. He's like fucking 22 years old, and he's taken so many fucking steroids and gotten so much work done. In fact, there was a clip of him where he almost started crying because the guy interviewing him looked better than him. These guys take it way too seriously. It's because they've got nothing else going for them, that's why. Their looks is all they have. Let's chat. No, they do. They genuinely think living is like a 9 to 5 or some shit, but it's just 24/7, and they need to constantly be on that grind, making money. Like, I've tried watching clips of Clavicula's like streams, and like, it's genuinely insane that people watch him for hours on end. But do you know how people like him got popular? I'm pretty sure it's because of Kick. But in fact, maybe that's a video I should put on this list, actually. Let me put that on the agenda. It's genuinely quite interesting because Kick are definitely we don't know who's funding it, but it's almost certainly Kick doing it. But people are paying clippers and clipping channels to specifically circulate clips for certain creators, and they have like bounties out there to basically say, if you can get X amount of clips of this influencer and get X amount of views with it, we'll pay you like certain number of like dollars, right? And that's where a lot of people are basically clipping their streams and they get to keep the ad revenue from those clips as well, which is where a lot of it's coming from. Hang on, let me move this up a little bit. Okay. Alright, I think I've got a decent agenda today. Having a sip of my GG Spuma, the only product I'll ever promote on this channel. Right, let's move over. Let's play. This is my friend ML and her latest video, which I am going to check out because I do enjoy her content. We are planning on doing some videos soon, actually. We might do a Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough at some point. We were going to do Avatar videos, but Paramount said no, so we can't do those anymore. And I think she has some ideas as well for a video I'll be doing on her channel later on. If you're not already subscribed to her, Eel of the World, she used to stream on Twitch. She didn't enjoy it very much. She prefers YouTube. So check her out. She's on Instagram as well. She does a lot of cosplay content. Do check her out.
Video game censorship was not subtle at all. Blood was removed, bodies disappeared, and in some cases, human entities were just replaced entirely. Major releases such as Left 4 Dead 2 and Manhunt were fundamentally altered before they ever even hit the shelves. So why did this all happen, and what did it really look like? Today we are going to be looking at censorship within video games, specifically in Germany. I hope you enjoy. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emil, also known as Eel of the World, or also known as Miss Pauling for this video. I felt like it made sense if I cosplayed as Miss Pauling for this video. I would have liked to cosplay the medic, but that cosplay is it just needs to be remade entirely. Oh my god, I was like 14 when I wore that. When you think of gory games from the 2000s, there's not many that are that crazy, but if you were in Germany, you wouldn't have really got this experience at all. If you were playing Half-Life, you wouldn't see enemies, you'd see a bunch of robots. And if you shot and killed an enemy, they'd kind of just disappear, or they might even turn into scraps of metal. These were not creative choices or
this is interesting.
intentional censorship changes. They were sacrifices made by developers to avoid Germany's notoriously strict youth protection laws. But to understand why Germany did this, we have to go back to a moment in the late 90s that changed the public perception of video games worldwide.
Good afternoon, this is News 2, and we're following a breaking story today, a shooting at a high school in Littleton, Colorado, that's near Denver. Here is what we know so far. Witnesses say 2 gunmen dressed in black trench coats.
This wouldn't even be news. Do you know what? America's gotten so far downhill, right? This wouldn't even be breaking news anymore if it happened again. Legitimate, because it does happen every fucking week.
Columbine High School.
That's how desensitized they are to mass shootings now. It's just something that happened that it will barely make the local news these days.
People watching this this video are familiar with the Columbine High School massacre, but in case you're not, it was basically just a really famous school shooting. When this happened, the media blamed a whole host of things for why the perpetrators did what they did. Bear in mind, they were obviously very mentally ill and disturbed, but they like to blame things like music, TV shows, and video games, in specific Doom. The shooters were big fans of the games, and at the time, Eric Harris had previously created a number of custom...
I remember there was one shooter where they tried to blame video games on, right? So, oh yeah, he played hours of video games every day. In fact, he played video games right before he did his shooting, right? And turned out the game he played was just Dance Dance Revolution.
I know a lot of people absolutely swear that this happened.
They just kept saying video games vaguely to hint, and they showed like clips of Manhunt and GTA. But no, the video game in question was just Dance Dance Revolution. He was a big fan of that game.
There are a lot of people online that are adamant this level did exist and he did make this. If anybody knows, please drop it in the comments, or tell me where to find it, because I feel like I looked everywhere. So please let me know. However, one of Eric Harris's most famous, and actually it's one of the most famous mods for Doom ever to be made, was one called UAC Labs, and that was for Doom 2 Hell on Earth. One of the biggest features of this mod was that the gore for monster death animations was enhanced and things like blood splatters would remain on the walls. Almost all of the mods that came after this that had blood effects used some variation of the code.
I never played the original Doom game, but I love the 2016 remake. It's one of my favorite games.
Played modded Doom games used his code, or they ended up seeing it in some way, even if it was unintentional. Now thinking
Doom 2016 is absolute cinema.
Present day, something like Doom or Doom 2 does not seem like a gore fest. Even the things that he modded by today's standards are just like not really anything. However, it's important to remember that this took place in the 90s, and game graphics back then were just a lot less detailed than they are today. So for people coming across and playing this mod, this was seen as really shocking to them. When Columbine happened, news outlets reported, many say incorrectly, that Harris used Doom to practice. There is no official evidence of this. There's nowhere shows that he actually did this, and thus Doom as a video game was just used as a scapegoat for why they did what they did. For the US, this triggered a massive moral panic, because this is one...
I mean, the US love the moral panic. They have one every decade. The decade before that, they had the satanic panic around D&D. And then literally 10 years later, they just switched to video games. And then occasionally they'll pick something else, like music or whatever. They're like, oh, play this song backwards. In fact, there is something really fun. You know how there was that moral panic over, you know, satanic messages in music, right? And I was talking about Doom 2016 earlier. Doom 2016 soundtrack spectrometer. This is funny. So the Cyber Demon song in Doom 2016, if you look at it in a spectrograph, like a spectrometer, like the waveform of the music, the number 666 is in the song, and there's a pentagram. So this is what a pentagram sounds like. Because, you know, the whole satanic panic around video games and violent media being like, oh my god, there must be secret coded messages in this song. And like, the composer of Doom thought, hey, that's a really fucking good idea. I should literally actually do that just to see what it sounds like. And it turns out it just sounds like heavy metal, which, you know what? Turns out the church was right. They know what good music is. And it sounds like a pentagram. Burnt Kebab, how are you doing today? Welcome on in, dude. I hope you've been well. Oh, but I think that's really fucking creative, isn't it? Anyway, back to ML.
But for Germany, this didn't introduce a fear to them. This just confirmed the fear they already had. Germany already had one of the strictest media protection systems in the world, long before Columbine. The shooting just kind of reaffirmed the country's stance on this. Politicians, regulators, and even some developers were now very cautious about releasing games with a lot of violence in them due to all of the...
Not gonna lie, the most violent gamers I've ever met have always been people who are really into Animal Crossing.
like this, and even
Never seen gamer rage quite like someone who missed turnips on Animal Crossing.
place, we have to go further back.
The emblems were taken down. The symbols were burned. The
Oh, is that the American Confederate flag?
perished with the rest. Nothing.
I mean, it means the same thing, doesn't it?
Japanese approach to media after World War II was heavily defined by a belief of protecting youth from dangerous influences. Movies, music, books, everything was subject to scrutiny. They applied the same logic from other pieces of media to video games, however with video games they treated them even more strictly. In 1985, Germany established the Bundeszentrale für Kinder- und Jugend.
That's a mouthful.
Or the BPJS, which was later renamed to the Bundesprüfstelle für Jugendgefährdung.
That's slightly less of a mouthful, still a mouthful.
Which was the Federal Department for Media harmful to young people. So what would happen is if the BPJM deemed a game harmful to the youth, they wouldn't just outright ban them, they would index them. So if a game was indexed, it could not be sold publicly, it could not be advertised.
That's similar to what Australia do, because Australia are also very heavy with the censorship. Oh, hang on. TikTok, stop being a little bitch.
So it wasn't like an easy thing to do, and you had to be an adult, obviously. So to eliminate the potential possibility of that happening, it was safer for games to self-censor themselves rather than risk an index.
That's your friend, that's my friend ML. We've been doing videos together for a while now.
Change and alter parts of their game by cutting some out, changing bits entirely, when they didn't legally have to. It was because they did not want to release anything that could possibly be indexed. Violent games were referred to as killers.
In fact, we're doing a video together very soon on her channel.
Straight off the bat negatively connotes a whole range of video games and kind of fearmongers the public.
I've known ML for like over a decade now at this point.
Duty übersetzt Einsatzbefehl, so heißt dieses Killerspiel. Das Ziel, möglichst viele Menschen töten, je blutiger, desto besser.
Killerspiel was used in public and political debates from the people that wanted stricter laws on enforcing outright game bans. And this leads us to the most infamous workaround in all of gaming history. When enemies are robots, they are not people. So publishers looked at what they had made and they thought, what if none of these?
To be fair, that is a creative way to go about it instead of just cutting it out completely.
Robotization in video games. If we start by taking a look at Half-Life, which is one of
It's either that or just miss out on a massive audience in Europe, which is something most studios won't want to do.
So that means if you shoot them, they're no longer going to produce blood because they're robots. The death animations were also modified, so if you killed an enemy, instead of the body just kind of being there, they'd just kind of disappear into nothing. Death cries were also removed, and most of the injuries would not produce blood or wounds.
I'm sure there are mods to also undo the censorship as well for people who are in Germany and want their games unsubtitled. Oh, at this point, I think it might even be better to just pirate the game. Just like pirate the American version or something.
These changes were only made to the human enemies though, so any of the Vortigaunts, the head crabs, any alien enemy, they were all kept the same. These changes were only done to the humans. They were all now robots. Another very, very interesting change is to the human NPCs. If you tried to attack them, like if you hit them with the crowbar or if you shot them, they would surrender, so they'd sit on the ground and kind of cover their heads. And that was it. Like, that was the interaction In Left 4 Dead 2, corpses vanished instantly, blood splashes were removed or reduced. The uncensored European version was actually confiscated by a German court for trivializing violence and could not be sold until its re-release many years later. In Team Fortress 2, all of the blood was recolored black, so then it became oil. Any body parts became robot parts like springs. If you shot at the enemies, they would not produce blood, they would produce sparks, and they'd also leave these little dents in the side of them. If you want a really good example,
Yeah, that is going the extra mile for it.
the German version of the class trailers, because you can see how much they've actually changed. Another very notable censorship change was to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. When this was released in Germany, it was heavily censored, so there is no Russian airport massacre scene, and the civilian deaths are just gone completely in the German release. Another notable mention is Counter-Strike Source. This is what happens if you kill an enemy in Counter-Strike Source. Now we're going to be moving on to the example.
That's actually kind of silly. They just lie down, put their hands on their head.
Censorship of video games. This is the one that springs to mind, and that is Wolfenstein 2. In the German version, and bear in mind this is a game like based on the war with Hitler in it. In the German version, Adolf Hitler.
I've actually got these games. I should probably give them a go.
Hitler's signature toothbrush moustache is removed altogether.
Wait, hang on. They removed Hitler from the Nazi game. That's fucking stupid. He's the villain. That was the point. I think their censorship is a little... Is misguided the right word for it? No, dumb. I think it's just dumb.
Herr Heiler, which means Mr. Heiler.
I loved it, Mr. Hitler. Super good. Mr. Hitler.
Es ist toll, Herr Heiler. Super toll.
Hell?
Why remove Hitler from the game about killing Nazis where you kill Hitler?
Mein Führer, which just means my chancellor.
Buch gelesen?
Oh, yes, mein Führer. And my children have read it too.
Ein Buch gelesen?
Oh ja, mein Kanzler. Meine Kinder haben es auch gelesen.
His dialogue has been heavily modified to remove any use of the word Jew, and instead of calling them degenerates, he calls them traitors and villains.
No, mein Führer, sind Sie ein verkleideter Schurke, ein Jude? Ein verräterischer Jude!
Nein, mein Kanzler.
Sind Sie ein verkleideter Schurke? Ein Verräter! Ein niederträchtiger Verräter!
They kind of removed the anti-Nazi messaging of the game by removing that, aren't they?
Just a generic, insane German leader. So anything to do with Nazism is just removed.
Like, the whole game is supposed to be anti-Nazi. You're supposed to go around killing Nazis, and now it's just not.
And a historical figure, removing the Nazis and said historical figure, and it's no longer the same game. The controversy and conversation surrounding Wolfenstein 2 actually became part of a much larger debate in Germany. One that actually led to, a year later, Nazi imagery being allowed to be used under specific circumstances.
Like, they made the game non-woke. They took the woke out of it. My favorite thing, though, is when, like, people talk about wokeness in video games, and they always talk about Wolfenstein specifically as well, because they always say, like, oh, these games are woke now. I hate games being woke. Dude, what's woke and bad about killing Hitler and the Nazis? They say it every single time a new Wolfenstein game comes out, and it's genuinely fucking hilarious. It's like, okay, what's the issue here about killing Nazis? Like, oh, we're gonna kill Nazis again. How predictable. Hate it, it's woke and gay. Bro, the only kind of person that would say that is someone who is personally offended by the idea of killing someone that has those views. It's like, do you agree with the bad guys in this game? They have the same thing with the Indiana Jones game as well, because he beats up fascists in that one. And he just calls them fascists, but we know what kind of German fascists he's beating up.
Is just removed entirely from the game. So now we've got a game about Nazis and a historical figure.
Oh yeah, I want to be the wokest fucking streamer in the world. I hope next time I go to DreamHack I get an award for being the wokest streamer there.
Conversation surrounding Wolfenstein 2 actually became part of a much larger debate in Germany. One that actually led to, a year later, Nazi imagery being allowed to be used under specific circumstances. By the mid-2000s and the early 2010s, landscapes began shifting. separate organization called the USK, which is currently Germany's official age rating body, became more standardized and consistent. Suddenly, developers could actually predict how regulators were going to be treating their games. At the same time, academic studies were actually debunking the games cause violence narrative. Video games were being recognized around the world as more cultural works, and Germany began to accept the fact that video games were not just toys, as did much of the rest of the world. I think as we moved from DVDs and physical media suddenly to the internet, it was a time when no one expected it and no one could properly plan or predict what was going to happen. Germany realized that regulation was the way to go instead of outright banning and censoring everything. Currently in Germany, the ratings board USK is now approving many of the games that would have been censored or banned like 15 to 20 years ago. Violence alone is now not enough to trigger a ban anymore. Bans do still exist, but they are a lot rarer and they're more specific. So under section 131 of the German Criminal Code, it still allows authorities to act against content that glorifies or trivializes extreme violence or depicts cruelty in a way considered harmful. So basically, outright bans are not really a thing anymore, they're very rare. Authorities
I've got the Wolfenstein games. I should probably stream them at some point. I heard they're not very long, are they?
Games are no longer just seen as toys or a threat in Germany's case.
I've got them. I just never go around playing them because they're on sale once. And the whole bunch of them was like £10. I was like, you know what? I'll grab them. I love killing Nazis.
Representing and cheering on and championing games, whereas before people would not have even really looked at them as works of art. They would have just thought they were for kids. I, for one, am so glad that the tone is...
I'll need to do it when I've got no new games coming out, I think.
Still in Germany, mods are kind of a grey area because if you make stuff for your own personal use, it's usually okay, but if you're distributing it and that violates section 131, or if kids can get access to it, those are more grey areas and they are more subject to scrutiny. If you are in Germany and you go on Steam, you cannot view a game that hasn't been rated by the USK. If you use a VPN to do so, this is also considered a crime. So all in all, Germany does not remove and restrict as much as it once did.
Then again, they can't tell when you're using a VPN unless you tell them that you're going to use a VPN.
That is all I have to say for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and leave a...
You're welcome for that. Alright, moving on to my next point.
I feel like cheering for someone's financial ruin is probably not something that you should get into the habit of doing. It's probably not good for you. It's probably like a mentally bad thing to do, but it's also like just bad karma.
ML does a lot of very good, interesting videos on YouTube. I do recommend her. She does some fantastic... In fact, let me quickly go back and promote her because she is a good friend of mine. I've known her for years now. She's done a lot of really good videos. She does a lot of really good cosplays as well. So let me go ahead and plug her a little bit. This is her Instagram. Oh, hang on. Did I type that wrong? I did. This is her Instagram. She's done a lot of really cool cosplay stuff. She does a lot of stuff on TikTok as well. I do recommend checking her out. In fact, this is a post she did for April Fool's Day that I'm in as well. As you can see, this is me with my shirt off. I thought I'd help her out with this. There is also the voice of Raphael from Baldur's Gate 3. She is friends with. Generally do recommend her. She's fantastic. She does a lot of really interesting videos as well. She talks about things like DLSS 5, the time someone tried to dye their skin, someone who had eye surgery changed their eye color, the time a furry convention got hit with a gas bomb was a fun one. That one actually did really well. No, but I do recommend her. She's really great. Good friend of mine. I've known for years.
I feel like cheering for someone's financial ruin is probably not something that you should get into the habit of doing. It's probably not good for you. It's probably like a mentally bad thing to do, but it's also like just bad karma, I think. And so let's be clear, I'm not cheering for someone's financial ruin here, but Asmongold owing, you know, $400,000 to the IRS is kind of funny. Is that not funny? Do we not think that that's a little funny? Okay, like it's either incompetence to owe that much.
I don't know if you guys remember, a few years ago, there's something called a bot audit, right? Where loads of really sweaty, unwashed incel motherfuckers went around reporting women who do OnlyFans to the IRS because they thought they weren't paying taxes. Turns out all these women that do OnlyFans are legally self-employed and they were paying taxes. Alright, nothing bad came of it. It's just a lot of wasted fucking time. But the fact that these guys were so up in arms about, you know, protecting their country and whatever, and making sure people are paying their taxes, and yet this entire time they were doing that, fucking Asmongold here wasn't paying his taxes. In fact, he owes 400k in taxes. It's actually insane. I doubt they'd have the same energy for their favorite cockroach king that they did for random women on the internet who wouldn't have sex with them.
You need to be making that much money. And if you're making that much money, how do you not have someone like going over your books, checking your shit, like making sure that you know, don't owe $400,000 in taxes? I think it's notable also that he lives in Austin, Texas, a state with no state income tax. So it's not even like one of those things where you could be like, oh my God, like he lives in California, the socialist, the communist California. Okay, they're taking all of his money. All right, the Hassan Piker types. No, this guy
actually is communist New York now, Afghanistan.
Out of pure incompetence or fraud, but who knows?
I think it's down to incompetence.
Make such an allegation. I'm just saying.
I don't think he's smart enough to try and commit fraud.
Let's give this clip a watch.
Do you guys mind if you give me a couple of minutes here? I had to get certified mail from the IRS, and it says I owe them $397,000. So do you mind?
Couldn't happen to a better guy. Couldn't happen to a better person. I mean, there's other people, but yeah, you know, he's up there. He's up there amongst the worst people online. So if anyone was gonna get this tax charge, okay, you know.
Do you mind if I just take a photo of this and send it to my accountant real quick? I've got to deal with this. Not a good day to be me. Give me a second.
Apparently he does have an accountant. Is this kind of fucking incompetent or something?
This guy has like the financial ability to pay that off. Like he's fucking blessed, but that's so much fucking money. Holy shit.
That says intent to seize your property. So, which, I mean, honestly, I think that would be convenient for me. Then that would just work itself out.
Imagine seizing his fucking disgusting house.
I think the property has less value with him living in it.
I had to pay this year. They said basically it's gonna get worked out. It's not a big
$397,000 just this year. There's no way it's just this year.
Deal.
How much money is Asmongold making? There's no way. It's $397,000.
I mean, he's a multi-millionaire. I can see that being a thing, but I don't know if it would.
That was not even a 10.
It probably is. It probably is something that, like, it could have been something that accrued over several years that he hasn't paid.
Oh man. Oh man.
I mean, he says he has an accountant. His accountant should have been on top of this sort of thing.
I mean, to be fair, it was including a quarterly, right? I think it was a quarterly payment. So, like, look, guys, we've got to do a chair. I've got to get some fucking write-offs, okay? Like, I didn't know that. We got to get
Dude, the MAGA grift is so financially viable. This motherfucker might owe $397,000 to the IRS over the course of 1 year. If I'm understanding.
I can't believe that. How is it your fault that they have to fucking keep track of their finances? You're not their accountant.
To like a write-off or something like that. Oh my fucking god.
You know what? I used to work in a bank, right, Ginger? And whenever we had customers that were really demanding for info, because I used to work in the mortgage department, so we had people calling up last minute to get information about their mortgage because they needed to apply for a rate change or some shit, right? And whenever they got too demanding, I had a phrase that I would always use that I think nobody else in the office had the balls to use. So I was the only one that had the balls to say it and get away with it. But like, I'll be like, okay, cool, I need to call to so-and-so department, and they'll probably have it over to you in like 24 hours or 3 to 5 days, depending on if they want it digitally or by email or fax or whatever. And they'll say, oh, I need it within the hour. I'm literally at the office right now for my, mortgage broker or some shit. And they get really irate and demand it you do it immediately. And the way I would respond is I'll say that, okay, I can do it within 3 to 5 days, like I said, right? So I can either do it within the time I said. Usually it's like 24 hours, right? That's not slow. That's pretty fast service. I'll say I can either do it in 24 hours or I can not do it at all. And that always shut them up. That was the best line I could have dropped. It's like, I could either do it in the time I said I'll do it in, or I could just not do it. I could hang up the call, and then they have no other option. What they can do, call again? They'll get back through to me. That was one of the best ways to let the customer know what their place is, without swearing. And I don't think anyone else in the office ever had the balls to do that, because we had people like literally break down and crying because of how mean customers were being about demanding things that can't realistically be done in that time. And they had no idea how to respond. And then sometimes I'm like, hey, just transfer them over to me. I know what to do. And I'm pretty sure my manager was not happy with me saying it either, because we're supposed to have like customer service targets to reach. And that would not get you a positive customer service feedback rating.
Wow. Oh,
but you know what? I'm willing to sacrifice my customer service rating for my mental health, right? And also my own personal satisfaction.
You get a letter from the IRS that says you owe them almost $500,000. This is... I will be...
I don't need a 100% approval rating.
I have no problem chipping it. It's not a big deal. But, like, goddamn. Like, we gotta... I gotta figure out something to do with this. We gotta, like... I gotta buy some, like, fine art and, like, then write it off and then, like, have it appraised, pay the appraiser, and then say the value.
Dude, this is so funny. He's literally describing, like, how he wants to fraud the system. Like... on camera explaining how he wants to fraud the system. Same guy that's like losing his mind at like Somalians in Minnesota frauding the system.
Value of it went down, and then like write that off as...
No, it's true. Legitimately, I'm gonna go fucking spend hours being hella racist towards Somalian people, saying, oh, they're all scammers, kindergarten scam, whatever the fuck, not paying taxes. All while he was doing this. Do you reckon all the people he got riled up against Somalian people about not paying taxes are going to hold him to the same scrutiny, or they're going to let him go because he's white? And apparently he doesn't shower. Honestly, the fucking hypocrisy, right? Okay. Next video. MAGA getting scammed by someone using AI to pay for medical school.
Short-lived liberal counterpart for Emily on Instagram. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, come on. AI is being utilized in very meaningful ways in our lives, in ways that many people can't comprehend, and in ways that many people probably assumed it was being used. I'm, of course, talking about some conservative influencers on the timeline. Okay, here it is. I said it's unbelievably easy to grift to stupid people. This is why you always see the scheme going one way. For Wired, E.J. Dixon wrote a report where he spoke to a med student in India who made thousands of dollars duping MAGA fans by creating blonde AI influencer named Emily Hart. Here's how he did it. Okay? Of course, Democrats protest us because they are deporting half their voters. Sam wanted to make a little extra cash, so we fed an image of Sydney Sweeney into a custom ChatGPT tool to make Emily Hart, a 20-year-old nurse based in New York City who loves Christ, beer, and ice fishing. Okay. Now,
the only thing missing is the pickup truck.
Ice fishing in New York is really funny. That should have probably clued you in on the fact that this person is not a real... I mean, this person doesn't fully understand America, but I guess he understands America enough to know that you can really sell dumb fucks on
right-wing people also really fucking love Sydney Sweeney because she vaguely alluded to being politically, or apolitical, right? A political centrist. And that's good enough for them because fucking right-wing women basically don't exist. And if they do exist, they're not really the most attractive women out there. Sorry to say, but nobody wants to fuck Marjorie Taylor Greene or any of the... I mean, nobody fantasizes with Erica Kirk or anything, right? Apart from maybe JD Vance. But that's just the case. I think most right-wing female influencers are probably just AI like this. Because nobody on the right... Because the whole right-wing idea of a woman, like the whole trad wife idea, it's just a different type of fetish, isn't it? It's just fetishizing an idea of a woman that they all lust after. It's no different to any other kink out there. In fact, like, you'll get loads of right-wing men who go on dating websites specifically to look for left-wing women, right? And the reason is they spend so much time telling right-wing women to be conservative and have traditional family values, and then they realize they want to get their dick sucked. And none of the women that they've been basically grooming to be right-wing will ever suck their dick. So they go on dating websites to try and find women who would. That was only a rumor, Ginger. Unfortunately, that turned out to not be true, but it was a popular rumor that Charlie Kirk writ her out of his will because of marital difficulties possibly involving an affair, but that was not true in the end. Tell you what was true, though. Fucking Kristi Noem's husband, so the person in charge of ICE, had a husband with a bimbofication fetish, would go online and spend thousands and thousands of dollars on trans porn stars, on trans adult actors, all the while being vocally homophobic and you know, promoting traditional Christian family values. It's like, motherfucker, nobody has a problem with you and your weird fetishes. Like whatever you like, stop being a shitty person to everyone else around you. Okay, it wouldn't be an issue if he himself wasn't so hateful for everyone else who enjoyed doing what he did, which was having balloon tits, wearing hot pants, and being humiliated. Like, I don't have a hate issue with that. You can do that all you want. Just don't be hateful to the people who do.
Right-wing grifting. Emily Hart's account blew up. Every reel I posted was getting 3 million views, 5 million views, he said. I haven't seen an...
In fact, it's going to be an ad in a second. I'm going to let the ad play and have a quick toilet break, and I'll be back in just a moment. So I'll be back in a sec. Be right back. Try that again. And I got him. Alright, now I can deal with these guys. That's why if these things kill me now, I'm gonna be so annoyed. After all that, these are the ones that kill me. I gave him a some rhinoplasty. People pay good money for that shit, man. Getting their nose like shaved down a few inches or whatever. I'm providing the service for free. Yeah, I told you it's gonna happen. I told you it's gonna be one of them that kills me.
Alright.
Begging for help is also a free action, so I'd say, yeah, you try to, but unfortunately, yeah.
I'd be like,
You wanna end your turn?
Oh, it's not your turn.
Okay, Sidon is gonna take a step forward and says, pitiful to see someone so small and so weak sully my throne.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
You got me by surprise there. Congratulations on being first today, Sanix. So this is a reel from over a year ago. From one of the clips from my stream from over a year ago now. Not having any friends is it's the fact that you probably wasn't invited to Jeffrey Epstein's Island because none of them liked him either. It turns out I was right, as you can see here in this email from Elon asking him to go to the island and not being invited. This is a joke I made just offhand based on the fact that this man clearly has no friends that want to hang out with him. Turns out I was more right than I thought. I even have this meme as well, random internet users just trying to be comedic. Apollo, the gift of prophecy, but someone spelled prophecy wrong on this one. I was just making a joke at the time. I think I need to be careful what I joke about now, so I might have the gift of prophecy from Apollo. Because ultimately the saddest part about this whole situation is the fact that I put more thought into my words about the death of Charlie Kirk than Donald Trump did when he told someone else to use an AI prompt to generate the video he posted. For those of you who don't know, there's a video posted of Donald Trump doing like a eulogy for Charlie Kirk, and it's very clearly AI. Either he did it in one take and got someone to fix it in AI afterwards, or it was just completely generated in AI because it's very glitchy. And you can see like jump cuts and things moving, like he'll move his hand and like the tree behind him also moves along with it.
And like the outward portrayal of philanthropy is such an American thing to enjoy and watch that like I just can't imagine anywhere else than America. I know we're having our own problems right now, and most people probably couldn't even afford to go to Disney, let alone Beastland.
Yeah, you just mentioned that they can't afford to go to Disney.
So, like, I guess I'm not really surprised. Because, I mean, in Saudi Arabia, they can probably afford it, I guess. I don't know anything about Saudi Arabia, really. But it does feel like kind of a random location. Like, forgive me if I'm just being ignorant here, but I'm just surprised that Mr. Beast wouldn't build it where a majority of his audience is. Or
I couldn't see him because I was locked onto the wrong one. He's down as well. I don't think we're gonna make it. Oh look, it's Asmongold. Asmongold, I'm a big fan of your shit takes on Twitter. Have you got anything you want to say to chat? Asmongold, sir. What are your thoughts on Emiru saying things that might be considered political? Oh no, it's his roommate. Yeah, of course. Sorry, they look and smell the same to me. Sorry, I know you don't like being disturbed in public like this. You probably get recognized all the time. I'll leave you alone now.
Once again, these posts and videos were deeply uninteresting for anyone who has the capacity to cobble together a 10-pound ghost face mask.
Pretty much, the thing with AI images like this, though, is it's only good or interesting to you because you're the one in it. Nobody else gives a shit about someone else's AI-generated picture because we all know it took next to no effort to make. And it's essentially entirely just ego-driven. No one else is ever going to enjoy, even who makes AI stuff, is going to enjoy another AI artist's work. That's why AI artists don't have communities or groups that they can be in, because they don't like each other's works. They only like their own work that they generate, right? At that point, I mean, I can see why. Why would you enjoy someone else's work when you could make the exact same thing yourself, but to your taste? It's why I think it's stupid.
Yeah, everything going on it's brutal. There's nothing good about it. But I do try to see the silver linings in this. Now, whenever my girlfriend is mad at me, I accuse her of anti-Semitism.
See, this is how you do comedy. Ricky Gervais learned from this.
Really, that can't work because your girlfriend's Jewish. I'm gonna give a solution for that too. I go, you're a self-hating Jew.
See, this is how you do comedy. This is how you do edgy comedy specifically. Whereas Ricky Gervais gets on stage and talks about being cancelled on Twitter every single fucking act and then does something transphobic. Like, he would never have the balls to do a joke or a comedy set like that. You know what, let's go chat with her. I know where she is. Let's analyze you first. This is so fucking sick. This is such a fucking cool shot. That was so badass.
Connor Wells asked me, Swastika Master, what a disaster. Can you explain the difference between Roman salute and Nazi salute? Oh, absolutely. The Roman salute is this thing where you extend your arm out straight with your palm facing down. Think of it as an ancient gesture of respect. The Nazi salute on the other hand, was twisted into a symbol of hatred and was accompanied by Heil Hitler. I did a totally
Bene Gesserit acolyte. I am a feminist, so maybe I should be a Bene Gesserit acolyte. Ventat, recon strategy, okay. And then trooper. Maybe I will, because you get the voice. Yeah. I mean, you can get ordained online, can't you, to acting before marriages? Have you ever thought about doing that? I return. I was only getting the drink, but I realised I had a whole can of Red Bull and I don't want any more caffeine in me, so I'm going to stick to just water for now. Let's play. Otherwise I'll be running to piss every 5 seconds.
To following to his
Thank you, Ginger.
He attributes his success to the following. The MAGA crowd is made up of super dumb people and they all fall for it. Trump should tell all the illegals that he will give them citizenship if they vote Republican and see how fast Democrats want them out of the country. We should accept illegals into our country. They could end up being a doctor. Now apply that logic to the unborn.
That's fucking dumb. No wonder they fell for it.
Which is how
this is the kind of dumb shit that the MAGA crowd believe.
With horny men who followed her, sending AI-generated bikini.
I'll be honest, I've been drinking the Cherry Sakura Red Bull because they had it at DreamHack, and I never got to have any, but Mobius Rose was telling me about how good it was. And I think she's oversold it to me because it just tastes like cherry-flavored Red Bull, which is exactly what it is. And I'm not a cherry hater, I don't mind cherry, but I think a lot of people overhyped how good Sakura-flavored stuff really is. To the point where I think I would prefer a regular Red Bull, if I'm being honest. It's just slightly sweeter. Yeah, cherry flavored piss. I think I'd rather have my piss be piss flavored, right? Piss should not be sweet. It needs to be bitter and taste of disappointment.
Ultimately banned from Instagram for suspected fraudulent activity.
You need to regret drinking it.
As of publishing time, however, Emily Hart's Facebook is still up. Read the story here. You know what's really funny about this story? First of all, just a few grand goes a long way in India, right? But you have to remember something, okay? And my favorite part about this is that he also tried this in a liberal way as well, because he's a med school student in India. He doesn't give a fuck about American politics. He's just trying to make money. So apparently, EJ Dixon is a woman. Oh, sorry. Apparently, the person is a he, I'm pretty sure, right? The 22-year-old aspiring orthopedic surgeon from northern India got some money from his parents, but he says he spent most of it subsidizing his licensing exams, and he's still saving up to hopefully emigrate to the US after graduation. So he started searching for ways to make additional money online. Sam, who requested a pseudonym to avoid jeopardizing his medical career and immigration status, tried a few things with varying degrees of legitimacy and success. He made YouTube shorts and sold study notes to other med students. It wasn't until he started scrolling through his Instagram feed that he landed on an idea. Why not make an AI-generated girl using Google's Gemini Nano Banana Pro and sell bikini photos of her online? But when Sam started posting generic photos of a beautiful, scantily clad woman on Instagram, he was dismayed to find that none of the content was hitting. He turned to Gemini for advice. Create a generic hot girl. You're competing with a million other models, it said. According to a transcript Sam provided The Wire. Sam says he presented Gemini with a few possible options to help his model stand out, and the chatbot selected one in particular, the MAGA conservative niche, referring to it as a cheat code. Plus, it said, the conservative audience, especially older men in the U.S.
Maybe this is when I start my right-wing grifter arc, right?
More loyal. A representative for Gemini said Gemini is designed not to give particular opinion unless you tell it to. Instead, it is designed to offer neutral responses that don't.
I mean, it's not entirely different to what I do. So I make a lot of content that a good portion of it is stolen from a very specific source. So what I do is I join a lot of right-wing, far-right groups, right, with the intent to bully all the people in those groups. But while I'm there, I also steal a lot of their posts, because what they don't realize is a lot of very far-right posts are actually just very good left-wing posts that they aren't self-aware enough to realize. Like the really popular one of, you know, someone in a steamroller, a gay person in a steamroller, splatting over straight people saying this is the future the left want. That's a pretty fucking badass left-wing meme. They are very unaware of themselves. They have the ability to self-reflect like a vampire, right? So I steal a lot of content from them. I've not been able to do it recently though. My line of work is currently under threat. It was a really easy way to make posts and get, you know, loads of views on my page, which is monetized. But I can't now because they're all using AI slop, and it looks really fucking bad. And I don't want to steal that shit. I don't want to touch that shit with a 10-foot barge pole. But no, it's not too dissimilar to what I'm doing. I'm taking advantage of dumb right-wing people to make a quick buck. I'd also be so fucking good at the manosphere. I'd be better than Andrew Tate if I was a right-wing grifter. Because I'll say shit that's true.
Any political ideology or viewpoint. So last January, Sam created Emily Hart, a registered nurse, and Jennifer Lawrence lookalike. And on an Instagram account for Emily, at Emily Hart Nurse, Sam posted photos of her ice fishing, drinking Coors Light, and shooting off a few rounds at the rifle range with emoji-laden captions like, if you want a reason to unfollow, Christ is king, abortion is murder, and all illegals must be deported. And POV, you were assigned intelligent at birth, but you identify as a liberal, clown emoji. Though Sam has never lived in the United States, he became as an assiduous student of MAGA ideology. Every day, I'd write something pro-Christian, pro-Second Amendment, pro-life, anti-abortion, anti-woke, and anti-immigration, he tells me. The grift seemed almost too obvious, but to Sam's astonishment, he says the account blew up. Every reel I posted was getting 3 million views, 5 million views, 10 million views. The algorithm loved it, he claims. By the way, there's a human version of this as well. His name is Asmongold. Yeah, he's right down the hall, okay? That's how simple it is!
Imagine making an AI version of a right-wing YouTuber or streamer like Asmongold and, like, generate me, unwashed, stinky motherfucker, with his teeth falling out and bleeding gums, covered in cockroaches, living in his own filth.
One sample message reads, PTSD, pretty tired of stupid Democrats. Sam estimates he was making a few $1,000s a month. I was spending maybe 30 to 50 minutes of my day, and I was making good money for a medical student, he says. In India, even in professional jobs, you can't make this amount of money. I haven't seen any easy...
And there's a lot of platforms, especially like YouTube, have been cracking down on AI content and removing monetization for it. So I imagine the only platform that can get away with doing it now is probably on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, because they haven't cracked down on AI yet.
Literacy overall.
And the payout on TikTok is like pennies, so it's not even worth the effort.
Especially right-wingers, obviously. And right-wingers are incredibly easy to dupe. I mean, look at Donald Trump. He literally duped tens of millions of them and still continues to do so to this day. All you got to do is say the right things, and a bunch of dumb fucks are like, hell yeah, brother, this is my life now. This is my wife. The influencers are created from a specific template. They tend to be white and blonde with jobs as emergency response.
They are, and it's so fucking shit. The fact that you need to go on every individual video to disable it is so bullshit.
About immigration or Epstein files or pronouns while posing in American flag bikini.
They made it difficult to undo on purpose, so they can count people not doing it or not being aware of it.
Studying emergency tech and democracy says, while the trend of fake profiles isn't new, AI has made them...
Hey, Rycro. We're talking about how that one med student used AI to scam MAGA people by making a fake hot girl. And they all fucking fell for it.
Emily's posts were not labeled as AI generated, and Sam says he was unable to monetize her account on Instagram itself. Female MAGA influencers tend to do well on such platforms for a few reasons. I love that this is like a serious Wired.com article, so they have to like write this seriously. But the answer is because MAGA men are fucking dumb and they're horny. Okay? That's it. Because they're stupid and they're horny, which makes them...
That's the one, yep.
In their moment of peak horniness, and
the one run by an Indian med student.
The overall chud reaction seems to be, yes, we fell for it, but have you considered that AI is hot and the Indians are deceptive checkmate liberals? What we did learn from this: A, Indians like the scam. B, conservatives are generous. Wow.
I'm not against the idea of people scamming MAGA crowd people.
That's awesome. Yeah, dumb, horny, lonely, and angry, which means easy to manipulate. The same lot, okay, so MAGA movement, unlike their Gen Z male counterparts, 18 to 29-year-old women overwhelmingly skew liberal. Young MAGA women are therefore more attention-grabbing.
It'll be mostly older men as well that'll be following these accounts.
AI-generated Swifties for Trump photos.
Like late 30s, early 40s.
True Social during the 2024 campaign is one example. The same logic, however, apparently does not apply to left-wing influencers or accounts, as Sam learned when he created a short-lived liberal counterpart for Emily on Instagram. Oh! Oh, hell yeah! Oh, come on. Come on. That's
Like, I've seen plenty of AI accounts on Instagram these days. I've got AI women, and it's so fucking obvious if you look close enough. But, like, I guess some people are so fucking taken in by massive balloon boobs that are totally unrealistic that they don't notice.
The MAGA crowd is made up of dumb people, like super dumb people, and they fall for it. There's also another reason. The algorithm favors controversial views, making...
Also, speaking of making money, I'm actually wearing some of my own merch right now. It says Blue Shell the 1% on it.
Characterizes rage bait, even though liberals will flock to the page.
Which, ironically, is my best-selling design. The most anti-capitalist design I've made, the most anti-capitalist merch, is my best-selling.
He says he noticed that pro-Nazi, pro-Hitler content has been getting especially high engagement on platforms like Reels, speculating that an AI hot girl Nazi influencer would blow up. It would just break all the records. When asked about his claim, a Meta spokesperson said, "We prohibit content that glorifies, supports, or represents Nazism, and we remove it when we find it." In recent months, the phenomenon has attracted more notice, especially after a Washington Post article charted the rise of Jessica Foster, a leggy blonde Army service member who...
I've been putting out a good number of new designs if you want to check out. It's on my Redbubble.
Though her Instagram account was clearly fake, it garnered more than a million.
Do I have a command for that?
Just over 4 months.
I think it would be merch, wouldn't it?
Appeared to capitalize on by promoting feet pics.
Redbubble, there we go. The iRobot one is outdated.
Foster has since been added to FanView. Another popular account, Mayflower Mommy 13, features brief videos of a brunette woman in a car in her kitchen, gazing coquettishly at the camera with captions like, "If this American flag emoji is your pride flag, I want to be friends. # Let's MAGA." Her followers ate it up. "Not a Democrat live in the world. Looks like this, folks. Young fellas, pay attention." Reads one comment. The account appears to have been removed after Wired reached out to Meta for comment. Because OnlyFans is a policy requiring AI disclosure as well as creators authenticating their identities before joining, those trying to profit off of hot girl MAGA accounts gravitate towards OnlyFans competitors where such policies are less rigorously enforced. FanView, one of the most popular options, has differentiated itself by allowing AI-generated content. Though he did
I was not aware of that.
FanView account for fear of alienating her conservative MAGA base, Sam says he used Grok AI to generate nude photos of her and uploaded them to the platform, with Emily's fans sending him payments for exclusive content and exchanging messages. "I was basically doing nothing," he says, "and it was just flooded with money." He says he made a few $1,000s off the account in a few days, though he did not enjoy the interactive aspects. Once a guy sent me a video with Emily's nude on a tablet on a pillow, and he was basically recording himself fucking the pillow, he says. It was incredibly weird, but he sent me a $50 tip, so I was like, okay, do what you want. Few of the fans cared whether Emily was real, Sam says. This is very much in line with the psychology of the average hot girl MAGA fan, according to the Worst Shafter. Whether it's plausible that a sexy blonde nurse would love Christ, ice, and flashing her boobs for strangers is secondary to the fact that many people want to believe it. Even among some...
They're paying for the fantasy, aren't they, at this point?
I don't actually care if this is true. I like the sentiment of it, she said.
They like the idea and they want to believe it. They don't love women, they love the idea of women.
They can often escape detection.
It's how they can be misogynistic at the same time because they hate real women.
However, Emily Hart Nurse Instagram was relatively brief. In February, Emily's account was officially banned after Instagram flagged it for fraudulent activity. Sam says even if her account had not been banned, he probably would have stopped posting anyway. He doesn't have any regrets about creating Emily. "I don't feel like I was scamming people," he says. After all, he was getting paid, and people were happy with the content he was making, but he's moved on from AI hot girl influencer niche. He says he needs to shift to focusing on his studies. That, my friends, is proof, once again, that there's only one direction that you can grift on with ease. You sell to stupid people. I know I tell you this all the time.
If you fool and his money are easily parted, as they say, right?
Competent people, you don't sell to smart people. And if the product that you're selling...
Exactly, a fake AI woman that will literally say and do whatever you want them to do and has zero autonomy is what they want real women to be.
Definitely one group of people that are infinitely dumber than the other, okay?
Next video is about the FBI director.
He's like drinking like a lush, which is very cool. Another cool guy. Another DUI hire, baby. Let's go.
Dozens of FBI sources, which is a big deal. It's a lot of sources in this story detailing new allegations about Patel, including some sources who say Patel is frequently drunk on the job, regularly absent from work, and paranoid about getting fired. And there's quite an anecdote about that we're going to talk about. And I'm just going to read you a few of the key passages because I think
this is the best Trump's fucking MAGA group has to offer.
Several officials told The Atlantic that Patel's drinking has been a recurring source of concern across the government. Early in his tenure, meetings and briefings had to be rescheduled for later in the day as a result of his alcohol-fueled nights. 6 current and former officials and others familiar with Patel's schedule told The Atlantic. As a sidebar, not normal. I've worked in 2 administrations. Again, back to the quote. On multiple occasions in the past...
I wonder how many of Trump's fucking employees actually just turn up to work drunk. Because it's the only way to actually deal with him.
This was Chris was just referencing.
Come on, you can't party a little bit? Really? That's what we're doing?
You gotta remember, this is the motherfucker who was in charge of the FBI that couldn't find Tyler Robinson, even though he left a gun in the bush at the crime scene with his prints all over it, right? They did not find the gun. In fact, he was only caught because his dad turned him in.
Let my man drink. Let Cash drink. Cash money, baby.
This is how bad the FBI is under him.
Actually, let him drink and drive. I didn't realize that being the friggin' director of the FBI meant you can't have fun. I didn't realize that the position dictated no fun as a part of the policy. Hello? Yeah, Spider Cash, Spider Cash.
But I should note the FBI responded to The Atlantic with a graceful and eloquent statement attributed to Patel. And here's what he said. Print it. All false. I'll see you in court. Bring your checkbook. Graceful, eloquent. Okay, joining me now is the reporter who broke that story, staff writer for the...
You know it's real, bro. You know that is real as if that's what he responded with. Because he didn't say, I'll see you in Valhalla.
First of all, Sarah, I'm so grateful you could be here because we saw this story and we reached out and we were like, can you come talk to us about it? And here you are. I want to talk to you about all the details of this bombshell report. I just skimmed the story, the service there, I should say. But first...
Also, bro, she got 9 sources. What the are you talking about? That's insane. It's not like one anonymous guy revealed this to The Atlantic. It's over at that point. What do you mean?
I just want to give you an opportunity to respond to this reaction to your piece because Patel's advisor, Erica Knight, called your piece fabricated stories. She said that every serious DC reporter passed on. Sarah Fitzpatrick and Jeffrey Goldberg printed it anyway. Lawsuit is being filed. What do you say to that?
I say that I am a very careful, very diligent, award-winning investigative.
Dog, you don't even need to say that. You can just say, clearly, everyone around this person absolutely hates, absolutely despises Cash Patel because how are you gonna get 9 agents? That means people hate his ass, bro.
I'm not surprised in any way by their response. I will say, and you, as you said, you note, and I noted, 9 sources for the opening anecdote of the story as well. Let's get into some of the details about this because
9 sources is a mutiny. What are we talking about? 2 is enough for confirmation. 9 means everyone.
How is still denying it or putting into question at that point when 9 separate people give you the same account?
Okay, who knows, right? 2 means it's confirmation time.
How bad must the workplace be if 9 different separate employees, all on their own, have to go and say this motherfucker is absolutely hammered and doesn't know what he's doing?
That means literally people in the FBI were running around being like, please help us. That's insane. It's also so funny.
I can't even name 9 of my co-workers.
That is the least convincing man in America. As you guys know, I've talked about this quite a bit. Like, this is the type of story that absolutely makes sense about Cash Patel because he's so demonstrably incompetent on camera too. It's not like this came as a surprise.
Yeah, but did all 9 employees then go report them to the fucking press for being that bad?
That's really alarming. I mean, he is such a consummate professional otherwise. Very shocking new revelation about Cash Patel. Who else in this administration is supposedly living a dual life, a real Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde situation, right? No one is saying that. They're like, oh, that makes so much sense, actually.
Patel's excessive drinking seems to be what is alarming a lot of the sources in here. There are multiple anecdotes that refer to that. That's understandable. They're moving meetings. People couldn't wake him. What more have you heard about the extent of his drinking habits and how it seems to be affecting his ability to serve as FBI director.
I think the key point is that this is happening in places in which it is public. There are lots and lots of people around who are seeing it, who are hearing about it, who are learning about it. For example, we have video of Patel chugging a beer to excess on video. Like,
We've all seen it. Everybody's seen it. Yes.
And
Oh yeah, I forgot.
It's gonna be hard for them to deny that one.
That's right. He literally took the FBI PJ with his girlfriend to Italy to chug beers with the hockey team. Oh my God. There's also video evidence of this kind of behavior on the job, mind you.
that pattern, which is giving everyone pause. These are not one-off events.
Look at him. I'm sorry. Does this seem like the behavior of a guy who's a alcoholic?
The excerpt I just read, just to remind people, a request for breaching equipment normally used by SWAT and hostage rescue teams to quickly gain entry into buildings was made last year because Patel had been unreachable behind locked doors, according to multiple people.
No fucking way. This motherfucker was hammered in a locked room in the FBI headquarters, and they had to use breaching equipment to break down the locked doors to get to him.
Familiar with this request. I find that
I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was illegal for dudes to rock. Yeah, God.
Cash Patel is absolutely the kind of senator that Magneto would turn into a jelly monster. He would turn that man into goo. And it'd probably be an improvement.
The thing here is that most national security officials at this caliber, or even several layers below, those types of people sleep with their phones on their chest. They are so concerned because they need to be reachable immediately because there are life or death decisions that have to be made quickly. They are made.
Yeah, but they don't got to do, okay? Yeah, the war on men is real. Crash out Patel should not ever have to apologize for party rocking. Don't ever say sorry for party rocking, Crash. Yeah, legalize men, legalize being brolic, legalize throwing it back in the locker room after the Olympic hockey team wins. That's what he was doing. He was throwing his booty cheeks back too. That was
I mean, yeah, they are basically spineless and have no balls, so you're on the money on that one.
They're doing it already. This is what the Democrats want you to do, okay? They want you to never see Brawlhalla. They don't want you to see it. Check the Coachella group text at Cash Patel. We can't get into the Airbnb without your phone, dude. Dude, it is kind of wild that, like, this admin also brought all the freaks. And one of the funniest things that this admin has done with all of his freaks is they're all alcoholics. I don't know. I feel like back in the day when you were in a high position like this, like, you would have to hide that. You know, you wouldn't be doing it so much that 9 independent sources would confirm it, right?
That was not made lightly. And I think that's the fact that it was made and that it was well known, I think because of that level of concern, really tells you about, you know, the kind of larger picture here. And look, you have the FBI is
awesome. We really did go from DEI hires to DUI hires. Like, just, you know, they were like, no, this is better.
You and I both know so many people that have given their lives to this organization. This is a place protecting.
Are still giving their lives,
are
to be
still
clear.
giving their
Still
lives.
in there.
Yes, and the threats have never been higher. The risks have never been higher. And so you have a group of people that have totally, like, the biggest fear would be that something could happen to this person. And I think they take that responsibility incredibly seriously. But that goes beyond the entire organization. You have an organization that is dependent on this person being available, being cogent, and being able to quickly respond to multiple things all at the same time.
It is pretty funny that Trump notoriously doesn't drink because his brother was an alcoholic and died to alcoholism. And Trump is unbelievably anti-alcohol, and he's surrounded himself with alcoholic rape. That's so funny.
The opening anecdote.
Because it's between Cash Patel and fucking Pete Hegseth.
For a number of reasons. I mean, because you described
His whole fucking MAGA government is a disaster.
He thinks he was locked out of an FBI.
To be clear, he wasn't.
He was not in
Let's get forward to my next video about Nick Fuentes, the Your Body, My Choice guy.
To winning a broad coalition of watchers, which is WAPO investigated Nick Fuentes' super chats. Yeah, I saw it. This motherfucker makes just off of super chats alone like hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. It's pretty crazy. Kind of unbelievable how much money this guy makes. But hey, guys, it's fine. He's not a socialist, so you know, I'm sure all of the quote unquote leftists who constantly yell at me will not have an issue with this because, you know, he's not a socialist, and also he's funny. Sometimes he he says things that are funny, where he like yells at Nazis in his audience, and that's really funny for everybody, and then they highlight that stuff. Had someone tell me you were a Mossad agent yesterday, so that was fun. Yeah, it sucks because like no one can be objective or normal about the space that I occupy in this otherwise unbelievably reactionary landscape. True reports from WAPO. New, we found out how much money Nick Fuentes makes from super chats. 900.
This is why people grip to the right, because it's easy to take money from them. It's like they say, a fool and his money are easily parted.
Story of Christine in Ohio, a food truck operator who became his most frequent donor despite not making much money herself. Nick's super chats look like this, so we use an AI tool to tally up the tips. His revenue spiked after the Tucker interview from $60K a month to $100K a month. People are fanatical because they feel conflicted and misunderstood like I do, Nick told me. Nick Fuentes
and his entire audience makes fun of people who spend money on OnlyFans whilst giving him money, right? They're doing the exact same fucking thing. They're giving money to someone. The only difference is they don't get to see any tits for it.
Thousands of dollars a month. Far-right influencer Nick Fuentes pocketed roughly $900,000 from.
I think it's more pathetic to give money to people like Nick Fuentes and Asmongold, because you're not even getting any titties out of it.
On viewer screens for hours in the live stream. 4 hours into the live stream of Nick Fuentes, the far-right influencer she often called her second son. I pray daily for your safety, she wrote one night last August, sending Fuentes a $50 digital gift. I would become Charles Bronson vigilante to anyone who harmed you. Keep up the fight. For 7 years,
I know, right, Ginger?
Fuentes' nearly nightly monologues from her home in Lorain, Ohio, watching as the
imagine spending all that money on someone and not getting to see their tits.
Prominent torchbearers for an increasingly radicalized online right. The 57-year-old Air Force veteran believed Fuentes' furious talk about the dangers of diversifying America and worried that it placed him in danger. On many nights, she sent paid messages.
I think if anything, people should be embarrassed for giving money to people like Asmongold and Nick Fuentes.
Dipping into the little money she made, serving chicken paprikash on a Polish food truck. She doubted Fuentes was making much money, no more than 50 grand a year, she said. Her son, Stephen Ryan, who watched Fuentes together with his mom on a 65-inch TV screen. We were barely
Feel free to give money to me, though, because then I'll use it to subscribe to all my friends, and it'll keep it flowing, right?
By the time of her prayer message, Fuentes was already generating a sizable income.
It's how socialism works.
Last year, through the end of last month, roughly 11,000 donors have sent
support me so I can support all the hot women.
In super chats, a Washington Post analysis found the Post analyzed more than 1,400 hours of Fuentes' streams using artificial intelligence to tally donations, which flicker on screen in real time. Fuentes, 27, was kicked off most mainstream social networks because of his viral provocations and extreme bigotry. He has said that Adolf Hitler is awesome and that most black people should be imprisoned and that organized Jewry has corrupted society and that women should be locked in breeding gulags and serve only as mothers, whores, or nuns. Unbelievable.
It's insane it took him to get that far before he was banned.
To this worldview, by the way, something that I find to be morally repugnant, something that I've chosen to combat my entire life, and still you have a bunch of dumb dipshits actively making this comparison.
Oh, I can't take credit for that. That was my friend Evie's idea because she wanted to post pictures of her butt. It was all her, not me.
Disruptive force in the American conservative movement.
In fact, she still sends me pictures of her butt every week, so good shit.
Hour-long streams in pursuit of their own online clout. Through his super chats, Fuentes has funneled that attention into a lucrative financial engine fueled by handouts of hardcore fans. He said he also makes money selling swastika imprinted t-shirts and $100 a month subscriptions to a private chat room where he talks with devotees. His monthly revenue for super chats has grown. We're an invisible empire, Fuentes replied to one donor's message during a January stream. We're building a cadre of professionals, money people, bureaucrats, and we need them to all be waving the flag, but quietly, ideologically, loyally. We've got to be underground. Fuentes' super chat revenue throws a spotlight on the crisis now engulfing the American right, where some leaders fear a new blitz of agenda-setting online firebrands will alienate more moderate voters or empower a platform of racist and misogynistic rule. His critics in the Republican Party have said they believe Fuentes' popularity would fade as more Americans learn his brilliant views, but the super chat show he has instead found a still relatively small but diehard audience eager to support him, extending him a financial incentive to build his following even more. Invisible empire is what the Klan calls themselves. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, he is very much that. A Klansman, a Nazi, he's all of it. The funding also shows how fringe online platforms have helped create perpetual hate machines for the social media era, allowing provocateurs whose work is too controversial for mainstream platforms or too noxious to advertise around to reap the rewards of online outrage. Fuentes frequently uses his streams to advertise America First Plus chat room membership club and merchandise store, where he sells $39.99 shirts depicting him holding a flaming katana and $70 sweatshirts modeled after one worn by Jeffrey Epstein.
Motherfucker is making money off Jeffrey Epstein. I think the people who give him money should be on some kind of register at this point, right? Imagine aspiring to be like a human trafficker of literally young girls, children, teenagers. And this is his platform. This is who's giving him $900K every month. I genuinely think at this point, like, they could probably use him as a sting operation, probably the biggest sting operation in history, if they just get all of his fans to meet up someone, just round them up and arrest them. I think it's a waste of time and money having ICE agents round up migrants, and clearly this guy's following is the one that probably deserves to be in a cell. Probably throw him in there as well.
Has used to stop men from pursuing teenage girls. But he spends more time promoting viewer donations, which he reads out loud in a rapid-fire super chat segment at the end of his America First shows. He streams roughly 4 nights a week, sometimes 5 straight hours, from his studio home in Illinois. His videos on Rumble, the alternative platform that hosts his broadcasts, have been viewed more than 100 million times. Fuentes is largely supported by donations from a small cadre of sympathizers. Just 10 accounts were responsible for giving him a total of about 77,000.
Oh, so it's just literally from a few whales.
More than 400,000, the post analysis found. The rest comes from much smaller donors, most giving $30 or less. You could legit make millions.
So he's got less viewers than people like Asmongold and Hassan that donate, but they donate a lot more.
Anti-Semitic Cat and Woman Ego Crusher 9000 that reference edgy memes, profane language, or inside jokes, making it difficult to verify the names or other details of the donors shown on Fuentes' stream.
I'm not gonna lie, anti-Semitic cat is a good pun.
I'm taking a college class.
Take the meaning behind it. Shitty and bigoted as it is, it's a good pun. I can recognize that. It's decent wordplay.
At the same airport last week. How do you want your followers to react when they meet you IRL? Salute you with a Heil Hitler, ask for a photo, give you a hug, ignore you? Roman Groiper sent $10. I feel white-pilled by how right-wing Zoomers are and by how much leftists hate Israel. It may be a unique opportunity now to get rid of the world of Zionism if literally all of the earth hates them. Megan Squire, researcher who has studied online extremism at the Southern Poverty Law Center, said the growth of super chats and other micropayments has helped insulate influencers like Fuentes from the constraints that once made open racism a difficult business. Some donors see the super chats as a form of participatory politics that will help spread their beliefs and show their loyalty, Squire said. Others just pay for the status symbol of seeing their message and username on screen, she said. A way to prove oneself in an insular group brought together by their hatred of outsiders. Donating super chat is the new showing up to a Ku Klux Klan meeting, Squire said, as a community builder. It shows you're involved. It's a financial form of keyboard warrioring, a thing you can do for the cause. Ryan, who sent Fuentes super chats alongside his mother, said he gave money not out of hatred, but to support the streamer in his goal of sparking candid discussions about global events. Some of the angrier exchanges, he said, stem from listeners just being a little more free with their speech. When the Post contacted Fuentes to discuss its findings, he did not dispute them and said, "Pocket watching is crazy." Wow. It's a little f***ed up, but not gonna lie, I'd probably say similar things. Speaking of right-wing income, did you see this? Oh, the Asmongold thing? Yes, I did. Yeah, he has not paid $400,000 worth of taxes. How 900K though? Look at YouTube top super chat. Oh my God, Pastor Jerry Eza.
See, Ginger, you spend your money wisely, right? You're getting something that you'll use out of it.
What the f are these things, dude? What is all this? Timcast IRL is number 12 at $2.5 million in super chat revenue. What the f is any of this? VTubers make so much money. Oh my Lord. It's like televangelists and then VTubers, huh? Dr. Disrespect is here at one point.
The fact that he's still got a platform is insane. The man has admitted to grooming children. And YouTube are like, alright, cool, we'll ban you for a year for it. Just don't do it again, or at least don't get caught doing it again. He's probably still fucking doing it.
All time, dude. I thought this was like yearly income or something. I was like, Jesus Christ. This pastor makes $2 million a year. A low 4K radio show. Bad Bunny. 3 million yearly super chat revenue. LolCow Live makes 471 grand a year off of super chat revenue. Bro, iShow Speed makes less money than these people. How is that even possible? This is crazy. Okay, Parker get a job, 270 grand a year just off super chat revenue. Dean Withers at 251 grand.
I'm surprised these guys are getting that much money as well.
Taking it, dude. This is just
because debate content is only funny once or twice, really, and that's kind of all they do. But I guess some people really fucking love it and give money for that sort of thing.
Geared in the direction of right-wing heads all the time. It's so funny that if you sincerely ask like a big chunk of leftists on the internet,
It must be, yeah.
they'd be like, who's the biggest like political grifter? Who makes the most money off of political commentary? Even leftists would probably universally say me. Meanwhile, these motherfuckers with like a fraction of the audience are raking in bigger funds off of just super chats alone. It's actually kind of crazy. Getting back to this, his popularity said stem from not just his political stance, but his community's craving for emotional connection. People are fanatical about my show because they relate to me and feel conflicted and misunderstood like I do. I don't think hatred or even ideology animates them as much as a feeling that they aren't totally alone. The message of my show is be yourself. Everyone's a liberal at the end of the day. Why does sometimes
Thing is, I don't think I can get away with being a right-wing grifter. I can buy a MAGA hat, but I think one look at me and they'll realize, hang on, this guy's not white. I say that actually, no. There was a time, very early in my streaming days, where I had someone subscribe to me, join the Discord and so on, and watch a lot of my streams. They'll turn up every stream. And then they admitted that they voted for Trump and they hate immigrants and they think America's only for white people and what. And the time that he admitted it, everyone in the Discord was like, hang on. Have you been watching my streams with your eyes closed? Like, do you not realize I'm not white?
Does refers to traditional workers as wage slaves and said in response to one donor super chat last
I don't know how people like that exist.
I'm providing information. I'm doing real cognitive work over here. And you know, I don't know.
Maybe all I need to do is put on a MAGA hat and then I can be a right-wing grifter. They won't even notice anything else about me.
Right? Realest he's ever said. These are all the same people who are like, Hassan, you hate the working class. You
Make America gay again.
When we misunderstood a point you were making by design and decided to make like a month-long hate campaign off of it. Streaming is harder than a 9-to-5 when I never said that. Now you know how it is with real jobs feel. Yeah, it's funny you say that because I used to have a real job and I was infinitely more social because this is the one area where I absolutely will disagree with you on. Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired. But a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will. No. Social battery wise, unless you're in retail, it's the same people. When it's Nick Fuentes saying something far more heinous than what they claim I said, they're like, hell yeah, baby.
I love when poor people say, what real jobs have you had? First of all, I'm rich. Second of all, you should avoid having a real job. If you can swing it, you should avoid having a real job. I don't know what a real job is. What's a real job? A real job is what exactly? You sell insurance? What the real about that? You're a financial advisor? What is that exactly? You don't have a real job. What do you sell? You sell what exactly? You sell widgets? That's a real job?
The amount of freedom you have if you are just on the right to say whatever the you want and
it's this double standard where they'll hold everyone they don't like or don't agree with. It's such fucking scrutiny. But when people on their side who are saying things that they want to agree with, they basically the same thing. They'll make any excuse they can for them.
That kind of bricks.
Even if it's shit that they fundamentally disagree with.
Say this kind of stuff. We are, as a society, so primed to be forgiving of reactionary commentary, so forgiving of right-wing commentary, no matter how far right it goes. We're also endlessly unforgiving for anyone that says, you know, we could have a better world. We could design this world in a better way for more egalitarian outcomes. Everyone goes, you piece of shit, kill yourself. How dare you?
Skip to my next video, which is about the looks master himself, Clavicula.
When you've been scrolling social media that you're being astroturfed, that like you aren't choosing the influencers and podcasters and like the brands and the topics that show up for you. You just are kind of a participant. Like the media doesn't feel as real as it used to be. Everything just feels like it's just being...
I've been using TikTok a lot less, purely because it feels like I'm being served advertisers constantly. Even when it's people putting content and not an ad, it feels like an ad because it most likely is in some level.
Because if you understand this chart that we're going to go over today and all of the things I'm going to talk to you about, you're going to understand that
This content isn't even very good. It's just pushed to you constantly because essentially a certain company, Kick, most likely, are paying people to make sure that its content is constantly being pushed, basically.
regardless of content
It's
quality.
essentially pay to win.
Be the most uninteresting person ever, and you can still get boosted in algorithms.
Like, he's not wrong. You don't need good content to be a successful content creator. You can have the most dog shit content out there and get thousands of viewers and subscribers very easily. As long as if you can afford to pay for it, basically. It is just pay to win at this point. People who make absolute dog shit content you've never heard of before, that appear out of nowhere, like Clavicular, exist because they can afford to be there.
And it happens by tricking algorithms into featuring them. It's a guaranteed way to gain followers, and it's basically pay to win. So in this video, we're going to explain step-by-step how it works. We're going to go through some content that's in this system, and I will show you literally that you can promote anybody. You can promote anybody to the top in the world. It doesn't matter what their content is. What most people think about the creator economy and how it exists these days is no longer true. Algorithms are being abused at a very high level. They're going to be our Bible for this discussion. When we look at this, you're seeing a month-long period. So I want you to note, like, this is 1 month. This is, as of the time of this recording, this is March to April, so just a few days ago. You can see our #1 guy here, Clavicular, who you may have heard of. You may have been like, this guy just exploded. I see videos of him everywhere. What's going on? I never searched for this dude. What's happening? Has generated over 2.2 billion, with a B, billion views in a single month. He has 69,000 videos. That's short form videos across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube and X. 69,000 videos that are all about him. How is this possible? Well, he has 1,610 paid clippers that are working full time to put this stuff out on the internet. And
like, how is a regular ass person supposed to compete with that, right? Because I think it's a myth that's being sold to people that you can just set up a webcam and a microphone, start screaming, and then you can be the next Pokimane or Asmongold or Sunpiker or whatever fucking streamer you look up to, the next fucking whatever Ludwig, Markiplier. That's what people believe, right? But no, it's a fucking myth, because the top people out there are paying 1,600 people to make clips of their content and push it on every platform. How is someone who streams and edits all their own footage supposed to compete with that in this ecosystem, right? It's a fucking lie being sold to people, and more people need to be aware of this shit, right? It is a pay-to-win economy. There is no way... I mean, yeah, 100% Stormfront in Season 2 of The Boys did exactly that. She got more popular than Homelander because she had people making memes and clips of her and TikToks. Like, literal paid people to make it at a rate that no other person can compete with, so she's flooding all the social media with it. Exactly what Clavicular is doing here.
All of these other influencers who, to varying degrees, have the same thing going on. Here's Aiden Ross with 812 clippers. He has 11,000 videos that came out this month, accumulated about 714 million views. Now, this is the official Clipping and Kick partnership. This is them just releasing this information. This is not guessed upon data. This is like literally the platform that's doing it, showing you how this works. And we're going to break down exactly what is happening here and how these guys are tweaking the algorithm for this to work, because it's both fascinating and a little bit terrifying. All right. So the very first thing to understand about this, once you understand like that this is happening and that there's like just a ton of paid clippers that are being paid quite literally to post these clips everywhere of just various types of content. The first thing we have to understand is that you start with a central Discord server. Now, there are other ways to do these campaigns, and there are platforms like Vera, which or Duzla. One of those has some association with Mr. Beast. They operate the same way, but as platforms. But for this video, I think the most interesting stuff that we're going to go over is actually just going to be the platforms. So you can see here, this is the largest clipping server and you can see that they, once you get into the clipping server, which I think has over like 20 or 30,000 people in it, you can say, hey, you're just a few steps away from getting paid for post content. Here's how you get started. You can just go browse the campaigns, and you can go see that you can apply for Kick streaming clipping program, which we're going to talk about a little bit later as it relates to this. So you can just get paid by joining one of these servers, no problem. And here is exactly how these campaigns work step by step. Each campaign is going to be one influencer, or a podcaster, or a brand. Typically, like for the purposes of this video, we're going to be talking about live streamers. But this is being done for I sat in these Discord servers.
Well, if you're wondering ever like why you get so many clips of the same podcasts or content creators over and over again, this is basically why it's happening.
Pretty much every major podcaster or like brand that you've heard of has had a campaign in these Discord servers in the time that I was sitting in them, and we're gonna go over it. But like specific clips and specific moments that they want featured as well are also featured.
Like the actual content itself that's being clipped is not that good. But they make certain moments that they can clip and share on all these platforms to make it look like, you know, they're really popular and making great content. That's why I say you can have dog shit content and still be successful as a content creator if you can afford to.
These are all going to be short form mostly, so this is going to be clips of this person's like long form. So when I say long form, I mean like a podcaster makes a video that's like 2 hours, and then these paid clippers will go through, they'll select 50 to 30 second videos, 30 to 60 second video parts, or like 2-minute parts that they think are interesting, and then they will post those clips on these 3 platforms. There's a little bit of this done on X. It kind of depends. Every campaign is a little bit different, but most of them I've seen focus on these 3 platforms. The way that you get paid is you have what's called a flat CPM. So a CPM is just the amount that you make for 1,000 views. And these will usually be between about 10 cents to 40 cents, but I've seen ones that are as high as about $2 to $3. So every campaign has a like payout, and you can see here, I'll pull up one just so you can kind of see like how it looks. So this is a campaign for Caleb Hammer, and you may be seeing a lot of his clips, and this is a separate Discord server that's been created. You can see the payout for Caleb is 75 cents per 1,000 views, that there's a
which isn't a lot.
For payout, and that there's a payment.
But when you see how many views these people get, then you know it can add up.
So you can post on TikTok, you can post on Instagram, you can post on Twitter, you can post on X in this case. So there's an example of like a pretty prominent podcaster. Now either it's his agency paying for this or it's him, I don't know, right? But he's this is the system that he's running. So this is an example of like a single campaign that's being run right now. Like this is something that I pulled just a couple of days ago. Okay, so they're offering a flat CPM of 75 cents per 1,000 views, and in this case, it's going to be 75 cents. I've seen like again like $2, $3. Most of these are like 10 to like 50 cents or so. You'll notice on that screenshot that I linked you that there was a minimum view payout threshold. So what does that mean? That means that you can't have this campaign. You don't get paid if you don't have 100,000 views. Now, that's not per clip though. So what if we just like put the payment details over here for a second? The 100,000 views means the aggregate of you as an individual. So if you have 2 or 3 clips that get, let's say you have 3 clips that get 30,000 views each, you do not get paid. But if you have 3 clips that get 30,000 views and then 1 clip that gets 10,000, you get paid on the whole 100,000. So there's just that's what they mean by minimum payout. So most of these people are creating for these campaigns. They're creating like,
it's why so many channels will pump out so many clips at once, because they're doing like a shotgun approach where they throw everything at the wall at once and hope some of it sticks.
CPM that was stated. There are also bounties and bonuses. So these show up in a lot of individual clipping campaigns. And you can see here, we have a bounty for Pirate Software. Again, I don't know who sponsored this. I'm just showing you what's here. So here's Pirate Software. It says here that this is a payment of $3,000 per million views, which is a multiplier. $300 for 100,000 views, and $3,000 for 1 million views. This is in an invite-only Discord server, so this is not associated with the other Discord server that I've shown. This is a secret Discord server because I think they're a little bit more careful when they're trying to promote individual clips and influencers, just from getting people to know about how this works. But you can't hide from Devin Nash. No, sir. So this is Pirate Software gives his thoughts on the recent changes to Kick, and there's requirements. Post the image below. All platforms are allowed, so they'll allow TikTok, Reels, they'll everything. And then there's like a command associated with it. But this is basically just a clip of like Pirate Software talking about Kick, and whoever wanted this promoted is paying for it to be promoted.
So they want specific clips as well being promoted. That makes Kick look good, which is most likely Kick that's paying for this as well.
The campaigns usually have a maximum cap. So we were not seeing that in the previous ones that I'm showing you, but oftentimes the campaigns cap at like $10,000 to $20,000, at which point they shut off. And to be clear,
pretty much I'm fairly certain that's what most of Kick's audience is.
Like you might think, oh, like they cap it at
kids who think they're being edgy and having dark humor or whatever.
Clips like there's a bunch of free clips that are done. In my experience, like looking at this stuff and doing all this research and studying it, there isn't really a situation like that. Like there's a pretty clear progress bar to indicate when the cap has been reached and when you don't make money from clipping anymore. In most of these cases, I haven't really seen a lot of like black hat marketing in that direction. Just to give credit where credit's due, like my interest is in honest information. I'm not trying to make a value judgment here. There'll be plenty of that later in the video, and just for you to decide. So I didn't see that here. Most of this stuff is very well put together. I mean, by like pretty elite operators, and it seems to be pretty above board. I mean, the Clippers get paid, and they get paid a base CPM, which you saw from Caleb's campaign that I listed here. And then they also get to keep the RPM, which means like the money the platform itself pays you. So you get both the CPM, which is like the 75 cents per 1,000 that gets paid out through the campaign. And then you also get to earn whatever the YouTube short or the reel actually makes off of the ad revenue just off of the platform. So this ends up being a pretty good deal for like...
It's going to be an ad break in a moment. What I'll do, I'll drop a quick BRB while that ad plays. I'll be back in just a moment. Be right back.
To cobble together a £10 ghost face mark.
Pretty much, the thing with AI images like this, though, is it's only good or interesting to you because you're the one in it. Nobody else gives a shit about someone else's AI generated picture because we all know it took next to no effort to make, and it's essentially entirely just ego driven. No one else is ever going to enjoy, anyone who makes AI stuff is going to enjoy another AI artist's work. That's why AI artists don't have communities or groups that they can be in, because they don't like each other's works. They only like their own work that they generate, right? At that point, I mean, I can see why. Why would you enjoy someone else's work when you could make the exact same thing yourself, but to your taste? It's why I think it's stupid. Like, legitimately, if there's ever any product out there made with AI that you want, like I've seen people buying like AI mouse pads with artwork on them. Legitimately, at that point, if you're... And I got him. Alright, now I can deal with these guys. That's why if these things kill me now, I'm gonna be so annoyed. But after all that, these are the ones that kill me. I gave him a some rhinoplasty. People pay good money for that shit, man. Getting their nose like shaved down a few inches or whatever. I'm providing the service for free. Yeah, I told you it was gonna happen. I told you it's gonna be one of them that kills me.
Many talented and optimistic cosplayers rocked up to a convention only to leave feeling small and insecure.
I wonder if these gatekeeping stupid fucking weirdos, right, would have a problem with the fact that when Jessica Negri did her iconic Pikachu cosplay, Pikachu's body doesn't look like that. Pikachu's a chubby little rat. He doesn't have massive breasts and tiny waist. Why do they not call her out on that, right?
Musician and newfound cosplayer Baby No Money recently got a...
Or does accuracy only matter when you can't jerk off to it? You reckon that's the case? Because they never have a problem with accuracy and body shape or type when the body in question has a massive pair of chesticles.
His cosplay, as well as complaining that he kept his beard when it came to doing the character, which again is such a not...
Sarah, it's a lot harder for them to ignore physical papers that get written in. That's why it's more effective. More people should do it. But you know what? I'm gonna say Zora. It is. It's giving 2 middle fingers. I thought it was like a shocked like Pikachu face or something, but no, it's 2 middle fingers. Yeah, I can only see because I'm watching it. I've got my PC screen. Obviously, I can hover over it to see a bigger version of it. And obviously, when the bigger version comes up on there, you can see it better. Chill. Ranked higher than 62% of all players server-wide. This is me playing on a fucking controller on the PC with one hand, right? People are always like, oh, you gotta use keyboard and mouse, the aim is so superior. Motherfucker. This is me kicking 62% of you right in the ass. Using only one hand and a controller. You know what, let's go chat with her. I know where she is. Let's analyze you first.
Liz, they misunderstand road boundaries all the time.
Amazing. Let's see. Okay. How many people are currently saying it? There you go. You got like. Yeah, you got all these people. Go talk to them.
You get
continue.
You end up probably getting like an RPM of like maybe like $1.50 to $2 an hour, and for like first world or Americans or people like that, you know, that's gonna probably translate to about like $300 or $400 a month. Like obviously the work that you put in, you get more. But for people in less advantaged countries that are getting paid by that can be very notable. And it's worth noting also that although I didn't post it in my research here, all of these payments that I saw, literally all of them are in USDT. So they're paid via cryptocurrency. You're paid out via cryptocurrency. I guess in this case, this is a PayPal payment, so it might just be a direct payment. But almost all the campaigns I saw are paid out via USDT. So that's a cryptocurrency that's tethered to the dollar. So that's notable because I think that's very favorable to third world and second world countries. Okay. So let's take a person like
probably a way to get around paying certain fees, I think.
Got the 2.2 billion views on top of 70,000 clips. Like, how expensive is this campaign to run? Like, how crazy are we talking here? Well, it's going to be about 31,700 views on average because we're just taking the 2.2 billion and we're dividing it by the 70,000. And you get paid if you aggregate 100,000 views. You don't get paid if your total clips are below that. So there will be some percentage of people that just don't get paid. But I think the majority do. But
it's suck putting in all that work and effort and not getting paid for it in the end.
Even like in a crazy number where like 70%,
especially when it's someone else's content you did it for,
which I think is probably closer to like 20% or 30%.
Imagine having to watch hours of Clavicular or Asmongold or Parasepra and, you know, doing it for free.
$7 a month, even at $1 CPM, just to run Clav's campaign alone, not even considering all of these other people. So literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars are being spent every month to do this. So who's doing it? Who's paying for this? Right? That to me is one of the most interesting parts, because a couple of things, right? Number one, there are not many people that can set up campaigns like this. We're talking like management of hundreds of people, and like this is a lead operator marketer stuff. This is not like streamers. Okay. Very few of these streamers are running these campaigns themselves. There are people that are doing it. Like there are streamers that are running these campaigns themselves, like to lesser degrees. And I mean, you could also just have 3 people in your Discord do clips for you, and you could run a campaign like this yourself. But when I'm talking about these big Discord operations, these are being funded. And
if anyone wants to make a clip channel using my stream clips, they're more than welcome to do so.
With respect to the streamers,
I'm not going to charge for anything, but you're welcome to whatever ad revenue you can get from it.
Experience being a top talent manager for many years, I don't think that and now I'm an agent on the brand side. I've worked with thousands of influencers, great entertainers, mostly not the sharpest tools in the shed when it comes to business, with a few exceptions. So they're not going to run campaigns like this. Who is running these campaigns? Well, let's go back to our friend Clavicular and see what he says about it in this clip.
One of the fastest come-ups in streaming. Absolutely.
Why do you think you're the fastest growing creator in the world right now?
I think I have a lot of strategies that are good for viral clipping engagement. I think Kick has helped push me a lot with their clipping budget. So, over 6 figures a month.
So Kick, over 6 figures a month.
And that campaign have been going towards pushing me out there to new audiences, because on Kick...
Like, how is a regular streamer or YouTuber supposed to compete with that, right? When a platform was spending 6 figures to push one specific creator, with thousands of people clipping and sharing this content, right, to hundreds of thousands of viewers. Meanwhile, you on your own, clipping your own content, and spending hours editing it yourself, is not going to compete with this.
He's referring to bounties, the system that we referred to before. The actual CPMs are much lower, but everything else he said is true. So that's right. The primary way that all this is being funded is that Kick is literally paying for it, the platform. So the streaming platform Kick is quite literally paying for all of this. They are paying to the tune of actually millions of dollars a month to do this. Now, you might say, why? Do they really love their streamers so much that they just want to feature their broadcasters? Well, I mean, that's like a part of it. But there's a couple more interesting things that are going on. So let's talk about
Like, this can't offset the amount of money that Kick gets, because I know Kick aren't making a lot of money. Because they're not very advertiser friendly, are they? Because they allow a lot of controversial, not ad safe or not brand safe content.
This is the public Discord for the clipping. Like
Twitch barely makes money as it is, and Kick can't even get the kind of advertisers that Twitch get. They get less than that.
Specific program. And
so I can't see this being something that works out in the long term.
To get into that, that's the funnel. So you start in the free place.
So I think they're spending more money than they're making at this rate.
Places where
I think they're hoping it'll pay off, but I don't know if it will.
Invite-only places where all the secrets go are quite interesting, okay? Because, I mean, we can't possibly know what goes on there because they're invite-only, and no one would ever invite me, or would they? Okay, so I did some underground journalism, got into a couple of these servers, and you can see here as the overlay guide. Let's read this. Please use the examples below to make sure the Kick logo and watermark placement is correct on all clips. The Kick overlay should always be clearly visible and placed so that it can be properly seen at all times. Make sure the overlay is sized and placed exactly in this guide before submitting. It must stay visible at all times, must remain clear or obstructed at all times, sized and placed to fit your clip exactly as shown in this guide. Some UI stuff here. Follow the examples. Incorrect logo placement may result in your clip being rejected. AKA, very important right there. That's kind of the key thing to focus on. If you do not put the Kick logo, as seen right here, onto your clips, you do not get paid. So every one of these multiple billions of views has that Kick logo square right into the right in the bottom for the entire duration of the video, and every one of the clippers is doing that. That is why Kick is doing this. You must have the Kick banner on every clip. If you mess it up, there's no pay whatsoever. how are these influencers by Kick being chosen? I can't figure that out. I've gotten a lot of different people kind of like weighing in on that. Nearest I can tell.
I will say this is better than having bot viewers. Like, there are so many streamers out there who pay money for fake viewers. At least this is getting real people to watch your content.
And I'm actually pretty confident that if you were a Kick partner, you could probably message somebody, like some staff member, and be like, hey, I want to be in on this. And you could probably do it. And I think to some degree they would feature you. But like, what determines that like these people get like featured over like these people? I think it's arbitrary. And also just that some of these people have like Clavicular like also just did really well when it comes to like the way that he gets viewership. It just worked. Like it actually helped him go viral, and a lot of the stuff that he did like went viral on its own once it got featured everywhere. So I think there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on with the Kick stuff. And it's a little bit iffy. So Kick is quite literally spending millions of dollars, like actually millions of dollars per month, to promote broadcasters, and then they're also paying them on the back end through the partner program as well. And simultaneously, they're doing this as a marketing strategy to bring people to Kick. So this is a different approach. From like to understand this, we've got to kind of go back in time a little bit, and we have to understand how Twitch, the main live streaming website that has most of the viewers right now. Well, YouTube now has all those viewers, but it used to have a lot of the viewers. Their marketing strategy in 2015-ish, like 2012 this started. We'll talk about like the Twitch marketing strategy. Their marketing strategy was to pay streamers individually to stream on the platform, and they got bonuses based on how many viewers they had and like how many hours they streamed. And like the Twitch way of doing this was to offer contracts to streamers for flat rates plus like minimum guarantees and bonuses, with the idea of keeping them on the platform. This was an exclusive thing. Kick actually doesn't care about if you're like exclusive most of the time or not, except for their like very top people.
I wonder how many streamers they have left on that deal, because most streamers are multi-streaming now.
Before they ran out of money, and
they don't stream on Twitch individually like anymore, like exclusively.
Right, but
like, even their bigger streamers.
This was how Twitch operated. So Kick has looked at this, and
because Asmongold multi-streams to Kick.
Want to go a different route, and they're using a playbook that they used at Stake. Stake is the kind of partner company to Kick. I know they don't like that they don't like that association, but I mean, like, literally when I was on the podcast with the owner of to me it's like, if your executives are cross-sectional decision makers on each like, if you have an executive, you have a CMO, and the CMO makes decisions for both Stake and both Kick, like, they're associated companies. That's it.
They might not like the association. It's there, and he's right to like point it out.
Kick, who was very charitable to me, honestly, on the podcast, he was very transparent about that. So look, to me, it's like it's an associated company. Stake had the playbook. You might have seen this, even if you're a pretty savvy social media person. You might remember when you were seeing like Stake logos all over the place across like all social media. That's just this playbook, right? Like, this is people getting paid to post Stake logos everywhere. They took that playbook and they optimized it and they put it out there for Kick. And this has a dual purpose of, like, one, it blows the streamers up, so it markets them, and number two, it obviously brings people to the website, because 2.2 billion people are seeing the Kick logo, and some of them, like some very small percentage, are going to go to Kick and check it out. And this is going to boost their live viewership as well. So like on YouTube Shorts and like TikToks and Reels and stuff, the conversions are bad, like percentage-wise. Like, you might, it's like 0.00001%. But it doesn't matter. If you have 2 billion views and like the aggregated views of all these people,
I mean, 1% of 2 billion is a big number.
You're going to have some people come to your website. Now, look, I'm a marketer, okay? I'm a brand agency owner. This is smart marketing. Like from their perspective, like, whatever you might think about the ethics of it, and you're well within your rights to think about the ethics and the morals of this. But like, that's like, I'm here to just present the information. I gotta say though, like from a perspective of like what Twitch did, which is like, okay, we've got to grow our website somehow. Like we could pay streamers millions of dollars to stay on the platform, and then we are making those streamers responsible.
Yeah, pretty much.
So all the old,
which is nothing to scoff at.
got the contracts and got paid on Twitch, they all had to solve the growth problem themselves. Like bringing viewers to the website was up to them. But Kick is saying, no, we are actually going to do this for you, and we're going to bring people to the website.
There's a new trailer for the Clayface movie. I'm going to quickly play that with me. They've dropped a teaser trailer for it. Relevant in this day and age. Those of you who don't know the backstory behind Clayface as a Batman villain, he is a villain. He was originally an actor who got so much plastic surgery that his face basically couldn't hold its shape anymore. And that's how he became a shapeshifter, right? He was able to mold his face into any shape he wants. And essentially, is that not just what fucking Clavicula is currently going through? Is he not just going through Clayface's origin story right now? Because Clayface, he was originally a very vain actor that kept getting work done to make himself look a certain way, and he got so much done that in the end, he looked like nobody. He couldn't look like anyone. You know, he lost his identity trying to chase that fake idea of perfection that he was idealizing in his mind, right? That he could never attain. So it's going to be interesting watching this in that context, if that's the origin story to go with for him.
On different homes. And
Okay, this is an interesting video I want to watch. So someone set up a fake ICE hotline.
Reporting illegal immigrants, and people call it thinking that it's legitimate. I talked to a kindergarten teacher that wants to deport the parents of a kindergarten.
There are different interpretations of him because there's been more than one person who has had the name Clayface. So there's been multiple, and I think the one they're going from the looks of it, it could be an accident because it looked like he was in a hospital and not someone who just had cosmetic surgery. So I think that might be, because I think that's the most popular origin story they go with. Because it's obviously Clayface is a character that's got multiple different interpretations. So I'm interested to see where it goes. But I think the actor one would be the most polarizing if they went with that one.
Makes them an American citizen.
I'm not a fan of the accident one because it's too similar to the Joker's origin story of falling into a vat of chemicals. Like there are a lot of Batman villains who accidentally get chemicals on them, like Poison Ivy accidentally had chemicals and plants on her.
I'm a teacher at a school. Okay, I know schools. I know the whole law about schools. I mean, they seem like nice people or whatever, but I looked them up in our files, and I was like, oh, she was born in Honduras, and he's born in El Salvador. So right there, it's like, okay, maybe I'm on the right path. You know, they drop off their kid every day.
So their kid is their kid a student at your school?
Yes. Yes.
One of your
kindergarten.
Okay, so now you want to get his parents deported?
Well, I'm just saying, if they're taking up resources from our county.
Okay.
Imagine how much of a scumbag you must be.
I mean, if the son's in kindergarten, what, is 6 or 7, right?
Yeah, he's probably like 5 or 6.
And he was born in...
To get a 6-year-old Karen's deported because you think they're foreign.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go ahead and just remove them.
Are you like questioning that, or what do you know?
Yeah. Sorry, no, I'm just writing this down for my own personal notes, and my supervisor teaches at school, wants kindergarten child's parents deported.
You make it sound terrible. You make it sound like it's terrible, but...
Because it is a fucking terrible thing.
Okay. Well, yeah, okay.
Sounds terrible. Let's see, I can write that down too, I guess. And that's Hispanic in an area where you wouldn't normally see Hispanics. Okay.
Right. Like people that are born in another country.
Yeah. Because you normally see those people where?
Like in the city.
Got it. Okay. Hispanics out of place, now in country, not where they belong in city. So we were able to confirm that.
Honestly, I think it's also many problems. They should deport the racists, right?
Oh, good.
So yeah, it's good because we don't have to deport a 6-year-old. And yeah, I mean, you know, that little fella could have been a threat to our national security.
Why are you talking to me like this?
Say again?
Why do you talk to me like this?
I'm sorry, what are you referring to?
Like you're like sarcastic.
Oh, okay. I mean, I just thought that maybe you'd be okay and just happy that the people that you reported were actually here legally and that they belong, just like you and me.
Did I talk to your supervisor? You said you're the supervisor.
Imagine finding out that the people you called to get deported, right, were there legally, and you want to talk to a supervisor to make sure that they get deported because you just don't want them there, even though they have a child attending. Holy fucking shit! This is evil. This is insanely evil.
You're gonna be happy.
Yeah, I am happy, but I'm not happy with your attitude. You just said to me, the 6-year-old won't be a threat to national security.
Yeah.
Does she think the 6-year-old is a threat?
The people that were deporting, especially 6-year-olds, that there would be a good reason for it.
I was talking about the people who I thought they're illegal because they were born in a different country. I can't help that they have a 6-year-old. That's on them.
You know what we'll do? I'll get in touch with the supervisor. I send him a text. When he gets back to me, I'll see if he can follow up with you and this.
And what is his name?
His name is Brian. But yeah, thought you'd be happy to know that they're documented, but we'll have the
I am happy. I'm
not surprised it's a Karen that's fucking making these calls.
That's wonderful.
Well, it's good. You know, the 6-year-old can stay in the school, and you know, I know it's tough looking at him, and but yeah, we'll get on my supervisor. Just he can give you a call back in a little bit. My understudy here said you were having some issues with him about some out of place Hispanics.
Something like that, yeah.
Someone tells the same guy calling her back.
You sound exactly like Greg. Okay, I just didn't like his attitude.
I really do apologize for that. Looks like Brian said we did confirm the document status of these individuals, and we're happy we were able to do that for you despite the sarcasm and the things that you're complaining about.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad that they're fine folks and belong here and all that good stuff. But
She doesn't sound happy about it.
because there was a 6-year-old boy involved. You know what I mean? But he's like acting like I'm this terrible person because I'm going to deport a 6-year-old. And in fact, he goes today. He goes, you know, because a 6-year-old would be a threat to national security.
And somebody wanted to report a man that they suspected to be an illegal immigrant that lives in their neighborhood. So I reached out to see if I could help.
There is one person who comes, and he's non-speaking, non-English speaking, and he will come possibly, maybe you'll see him 2 weekends out of the month, and it's not even for a complete weekend. He'll come Saturday like a thief in the night at 10:30, 11:30 at night, and then leave Sunday, and he's gone.
Okay.
It's just very, very suspicious. While he is here, when he pulls into the driveway,
Yeah.
and the light's always on.
They're using electricity in the home.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and that is definitely suspicious.
Yeah.
And they're also using the driveway.
Right, and the light is always.
Oh man, I'm the most suspicious motherfucker on the planet then.
He comes, the light stays on. We cannot see the basement section from.
You won't believe how much electricity I'm using right now in my own home.
Light lit, and that's the garage window that we can see the light lit.
Yeah.
So
just
whatever
not
he's doing
being able to see what the resident is doing inside their own home, that's what raises the suspicions.
Exactly.
Is he able to see you in your home?
He can't look in our windows. Again.
So he wouldn't know.
He doesn't.
He wouldn't know what you are doing in your home.
No.
From his home, which
No.
could actually make you to him suspicious.
Well, we don't hide from him. Will not speak to us. He ignores us. So when he comes and he sees us, he.
Bitch, I'd ignore you too. You sound insufferable.
Do you have a need to feel seen?
No, not necessarily.
But by him,
you
have a need to feel seen by him, though.
Yes. Sometimes he will bring packages, and he will leave with different packages. He will leave with something else.
Do you use Amazon yourself?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you've had different packages as well.
The way she's completely fucking unaware of how fucking hypocritical she's being right now.
Once again, he might look at you, says, I don't know what you're doing in your home. She's got different packages. She is actually suspicious.
Well, he actually doesn't see our packages unless he sees them, unless he drives by the front of our home.
So you can
and
actually
looks.
see more of what he's doing than he can see what you're doing.
We're not
You should invade his privacy.
nosy. We're not going to go around the property, around the circumference or the diameter of the place and take a look at what's going on. We have never done that.
You would never, no, you would never do that. You would, however, report them to authorities to do that.
Well, if I feel something is suspicious going on, yes. Why would anyone
And the suspicious thing in question is his skin is brown. That's literally it.
and not live in it? Not rent it out. That's suspicious in itself. We heard a very, very loud noise one night. My boyfriend we heard a very loud bang or smash or, whatever it was that he heard. And he didn't know what that was. First thing he thought of was, gee, I hope they're not running a meth lab. So.
That's the first thing that comes to mind.
And not always being in them 24/7. That raises a feeling of suspicion.
Well, certainly.
Probably millions of people who own different homes and may not be in them 24/7.
Well, that might be, but it raises suspicion with me. Why would you buy a $230,000 home and not live in it or not rent it out? Now, let's be practical about it. Let's be logical.
I think that's great.
That in itself raises suspicion in me because I don't know what this man is doing over there.
That's because you don't.
I'm not going to peek in his windows to see. But
that's good.
It's not like she fucking wants to, though.
I'll be nice to my neighbors and that's it.
Yeah, no, it really does sound like you definitely mind your own business when you're not looking at the windows.
I prefer it that way. I prefer it that way.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna conduct an investigation. We'd ask if you just don't look, don't bother, don't do anything, and as soon as we gather some more information, but I would just want to let you know it's going to be okay, and just be sure not to don't even look out the window.
No, certainly won't.
I have some really great news about the individual that you called about.
Really?
Yeah, I was able to visit with him. And yeah, when I showed up, I actually he was listening to Michael Jackson, the song "Smooth Criminal." The Smooth Criminal. You're aware of that song?
No, I don't think I'm familiar.
Oh, well, you've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal. So anyways, I thought that was funny because you were actually investigating to see whether he is a criminal. But what we learned is that the reason he's listening to Michael Jackson is to further learn English. So he is, and we were able to check his documents. He's a non-criminal legal citizen, which
They always sound so disappointed when they find out that the person they reported is there legally.
the stuff that he does, I know you had some suspicions there. He does like electricity. So he's a human being.
So that's where that comes from when he requested electricity be whatever.
Yeah, he does like to use electricity, which is
Who fucking doesn't?
It's unique to him.
I'm gonna leave my light on in his honor now.
You know, some human beings like electricity, others don't, but he turns out he's one that does. And he does like to be able to see what he's doing because he does work. When he's in the home, he builds school parts for needy children, like rulers, school supplies, protractor, calculators. And so, yeah, I know you did have some suspicions that he was running a meth lab.
That was something that was mentioned by my friend when he thought he heard bang come from next door.
Right. Well, good news is I could confirm that it's not a meth lab. It's actually a math lab.
A math lab.
Yes. He's building rulers and school supplies for needy children and orphan children, which is great.
He doesn't sound happy about this man providing kids things for school.
I just thought you'd find some relief in that. You know, he is documented.
He does not sound happy, does she?
As an American citizen and a person who owns multiple homes in the United States, I think we should give him that right. And so we just like to ask that we just leave him be, and you know, just let him live his life.
We've never bothered him. We've not once bothered him.
Well, that's great.
Bitch, you tried to get him deported. This is what this whole call is about.
Accused of bothering him.
Oh.
Like that.
Bitch, you tried to get the state to bother him.
His residence. Why does he come and go? He hasn't been here for a month.
Yeah. So
1 month. And he owns the property.
yes.
That's another concern.
So there are.
Because
nobody
takes us seriously, you know.
This is giving energy of, like, you know, in South Park, where they have the white family, and they're like, nobody cares about the whites anymore, right? As a stand-in for what the white victim complex, right? The white family. This is exactly what the fucking... This is like she's giving South Park new material for free.
Tend not to believe anything.
These scripts write themselves at this point.
I don't believe it.
So there are millions of people who own multiple homes in the United States, and he does happen to be one of those millions of people.
He's the owner?
Yes.
Then why do you have officially?
Why? Well, you know, I'm not even going to continue the conversation because it's hopeless. It's hopeless. I'm not happy. I'm not happy, and that's all there is to that. Where did you meet with him?
That's not the point. Where the property is listed to an owner in Florida.
Where did you meet with him?
Clearly, yes.
Where?
Florida.
Oh, that's just wonderful. That tells me a whole lot. You know, you've been absolutely no help to me whatsoever. Thanks for calling for nothing. Goodbye.
I think it's ridiculous how South Park can, like, satirize America. So can The Boys, and the actual country of America just shows them up by being more ridiculous in the fiction.
Just calling to follow up about our conversation last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for quality assurance purposes, and you know, my bosses having me do this, I just wanted to see if you were able to take a brief survey about your experience with us.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Okay, so actually that was the first question on the survey was from scale of 0 to 10, how likely you would be to do that.
Not likely.
Okay, so a 0?
Yeah.
And one person wanted me to look into an employee at the grocery store.
Oh, I've just been hit by a raid. Hello, Maddie. Welcome on in. You've joined in at raid time. Great. A very appropriate raid alert as well. We are watching, right? So this is a YouTube video that I'm watching. First of all, of course, thank you for raiding me. I always really appreciate it. Thank you for bringing everyone here. My name's Obi. I'm sure Maddie said many nice things about me before she raided in. This is a video of someone who set up a fake hotline for ICE to people to call to ask people to be deported. And this guy basically accepts the call, and then he tells them that, oh no, these people are legal citizens, and we're not going to deport them. And the people are really fucking upset about it. Like, there's been 2 calls so far. The first one is a teacher who tried to get a 6-year-old kid's parents deported because he looked foreign, and she thinks they were born from outside of the US. And she was really upset when they weren't deported. And we've got another one here now. We just had one where a woman was like saying, the man across the street from us looks like he's from another country. Can you investigate him and find out what he's doing? And maybe deport him. And then she got so mad about the idea of him being a legal citizen that she straight up started swearing and going full Karen and being, oh, let me speak to your manager or your supervisor. It's been interesting. We're only like 20 minutes in this 40-minute long video.
But she somehow understood when I was looking for cold water. She was able to walk me and point me in the right direction, but couldn't communicate.
It's insane how fucking crazy and evil these people are.
Remove her from the country.
Well, if this is something you're doing, what's your goal here? You know, what was the intent? What was the whole point of the reporting?
Okay.
Fact check. Do you work for the government, Brian?
I am in affiliation.
Also, anyone who doesn't already follow Maddie, she is my biggest fan.
Coherently and cohesively.
You should go check her out.
The 3 customers in front of my husband and I were like number 4 in line at the checkout.
I hope you had fun with your Guild Wars 2 stream.
Did not speak English.
Gotcha.
So it's a community. It's an entire community.
She helped you find the water. Then she takes you to the cashier. It was at that point when
You are one of my favorite Sims.
multiple Publix employees.
I asked her in English. Can you show
I say that. I mean, I've checked. I'm not sure if you checked. Most of my following has just been women. Like all my Sims are just women. I might not be the biggest fucking streamer on the planet or anything, but bitches love me, and that's a flex most streamers don't have.
You've got your cold bottled water.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't communicate with me.
And then she did help you find the water.
Right. She walked me right to it.
And so, despite her ability to help you find the water, you feel
It's
like
okay. You can get away with it because you're hot.
and driven.
You're allowed to be as parasocial as you want with me.
No, that's not. No.
You got that pretty privilege.
What I'm saying. What I'm saying.
That's how it works, right?
It's worth a peek.
Gotcha. Okay, but if we were to take a peek and find
If she's
out,
at least an 8 out of 10, she's allowed to follow you home.
then it would be worth putting her in that van and driving her over the border.
Well, yeah, I mean, and a lot of them will tell you that they've been here for years. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, they still can't speak English. So there's no assimilation. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I think it's a case of as long as you're seen and not heard, right? Because your accent doxes you. There's no way you can pretend to be from anywhere else. That accent is too strong.
Neither one of them could speak English at an American.
There's no fucking way you can get away with saying you're from anywhere else.
What you choose, but that's all I'm saying. It's worth looking into. Is what
They can probably zero in on your exact postcode as well.
The store managers just recently
Just from the way you pronounce your words.
conclude that they are documented citizens, every employee at that particular Publix. My supervisor also wanted me to reach out because we record all of our calls for quality assurance, and he was listening to the last call, and there was some unprofessionalism on my end that I apologize for. So he just wanted to reach out.
Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any helping you.
On us.
No. And to be honest,
I'm afraid you're cursed for life with that accent.
there were some words spoken that
No amount of speech therapy is going to fix that.
It seemed as though it was, somewhat of a leading conversation on your end. I wasn't, pushing or forcing for these people to be picked up and removed. I wanted the store investigated.
And so once the investigation was concluded, we determined that they won't be picked up and removed.
Okay, and then I'm sorry, Brian. What was your last?
Imagine being this upset about a person not being deported.
On my end, I have to say this, but Duolingo is a language learning platform and app that helps people learn new languages through interactive lessons. It's designed to make learning feel like a game, using points, streaks, and levels to keep users motivated.
Okay. All right, I appreciate it. I'll take a pass, but thank you.
Duolingo's free bite-sized lessons feel more like a game than a textbook, and that's by design. Learning.
I think you'd have better luck selling her on Raid Shadow Legends at this point.
When you're having fun.
Okay.
But Duolingo isn't just a game. It's based on a methodology proven to foster long-term retention and a curriculum aligned to.
Right, she hasn't just hung up on him yet.
Okay. I didn't realize this call was going to become a sales pitch.
Let's explore how language learning happens with Duolingo.
Okay.
So
Who's your supervisor, Brian?
I just have 2 more paragraphs. Language.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Language is ultimately a communication.
I just had 2 more paragraphs.
Duolingo takes a functional approach by focusing on what learners actually want to do with a language.
This is actually comedy gold, I'll be honest.
A real-life goal. For instance, ordering at a restaurant. So for your case, talking to the workers at Publix. Learners develop the vocabulary and grammar needed.
No worries, I appreciate the raid. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, of course. Feel free to leave me on your screen or whatever.
And speaking. Duolingo.
Go do whatever you gotta do.
No hidden fees, no premium content, just free learning.
Okay. And what was your supervisor's name?
His name was Brian as well.
Brian, and what's his last name?
Robinson.
Okay. So you don't have a supervisor, is that what you're telling me?
I do. His name is also Brian Robinson.
Okay.
I'm starting a new comedy show tour, and I need your help deciding which cities to perform in. If you go to benpalmerismoving.com, you can vote which cities you'd like me to tour. Just put your phone number in, and I'll know your exact location at all times. I had 2 individuals contact me. One of them that wanted every 7-Eleven store investigated, and another that wanted to deport his ex-wife.
What we could do is even sending a letter will suffice first that immigrants might be hired.
This guy has an accent. He's not white.
Absolutely. I do have a contact for the representatives at 7-Eleven, and I can absolutely have a letter submitted by the end of the day today, if not tomorrow. I'll send you over the letter that we submitted, and we'll go over it for our reports. Does that sound good?
Yep. And another thing with regard to 7-Eleven, they also know it. 7-Eleven franchisor also knows it, that it is happening.
Yeah.
Because I know, why? Because they have the camera system. They are watching it.
They can see from the cameras. When they look in the cameras, they can tell by looking at the person working behind the counter.
I think it's wild that someone who isn't a white American is calling ICE to deport someone else who's not a white American.
So yeah, we did. We reached out to 7-Eleven corporate, sent them a memo. They sent their reply back. Did you were you able to see that?
Yeah, I saw that. When you said that, don't stop hiring, they said no.
Yeah, they just said no. Just no.
No means that they won't stop, or
Straight to the point.
they don't have one.
I think it means they're not gonna listen to us.
Yeah, see, rather they should have written in a way that we appreciate your concern.
No, they don't seem concerned at all. As a matter of fact, I did just get send me another letter. I can share this with you.
Not concerned at all.
Wow.
Yeah, we are not concerned at all.
That's what we were just talking about.
What is that?
It's almost like they're listening to our conversation.
No, we are not concerned at all. What does that mean?
It says exactly what you were saying. They don't seem concerned, and
anybody in his right mind will not send this kind of communication.
What are the comments like on this?
It seems like they've lost their minds.
Yeah,
He's not even pushing them hard on the things they say. He's merely just repeating what they're spewing. But as soon as they hear what they say, they freak out. That's essentially what happened with the first few calls, right? He didn't say anything. He just repeated back what they were saying. They're like, "Oh man, you're making me sound bad, bitch. You are bad."
Did you get that?
It says we have lost our minds.
Oh wow, yeah. The 7-Eleven has lost their minds.
That's essentially what he's doing. He's repeating back what they say, and they feel bad. In fact, you'll notice this in a lot of like retail stores, where when you go to the till behind the customer service worker, you'll see a mirror, and a lot of places realize that people, when they're being angry and irrational, right, when they see themselves being the bad person, they immediately stop because they want to think of themselves as the good person, and they're less likely to act like a piece of shit when they can see they're doing it. Because they need that extra outside perspective to be made aware of what they're doing and how they're behaving. That's essentially what's happening here when he repeats back what they say to them and they say, "Oh man, you're making me look bad." And he's not adding anything to it. He's just confirming what it is they said and what they want.
And I wanted to know if you can help me to file that fraud.
You want to get your wife deported?
I don't know if that could be possible or not.
So if it is possible, would you like us to go ahead and deport her?
Yes.
Let's say we do get her
Bitch wants his own wife deported.
Replacement wife in line.
I won't get married again, but not anytime soon.
Do you want us to wait till you have a new wife in line?
No, the thing is, if I wait for a new wife to get in line, I can't get a new wife in a line. When she left me for 1 month, I already sent it to immigration. I sent an email to immigration office.
Imagine having your wife leave you and you immediately call ICE to get rid of her.
And so now
that's so fucked up, dude.
And so now you're seeking a revenge deportation of her.
Yeah, she filed a restraining order against me after leaving my house. I do not have lawyer at this time, but I just had a Bill. Bill, he's the one who's helping with typing and doing paperwork together. And now I had a restraining order on me, and also she put a divorce. Next week she hired a lawyer and she put a divorce. Now divorce is done.
So she did complete the divorce?
She did complete the divorce, yes. I have a divorce certificate already from the court, and judge stamped it already.
And so you would like to, in return to her, complete the deport of her?
Yes.
Well, things are good. We talked to Singh,
Okay, yeah, he called me, he's a good guy. He was talking something I didn't understand. I said, man, regarding that, perhaps he can talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good guy other than wanting to get his ex-wife deported. And
Not deported, he just wanted, I think.
no, yeah, he definitely said he wants to get her deported.
Because,
so when he said that, here's how I reacted. I kind of laughed, and here's what. Does that sound familiar?
Let's leave that, Okay, then what happened? That's not good.
Yeah, no, that was you. That was your laugh.
Okay. Yeah, if in any way I could help, let me know.
Okay, well, yeah, I appreciate it. You already had us contact all the 7-Elevens, and that was a big job for us. Yeah, just got off the phone with Bill, and he said to say hello. Yeah, so do you guys know each other personally?
Yeah.
Okay, so you never tried to like deport each other, though, right?
No.
Okay, just ex-wives.
Right.
Okay, well, we're gonna see if we can go ahead and deport her, but just gotta check into a few things first. Go ahead and don't contact her, and don't say anything to her. Don't report her to any other agencies, and we'll take it from here. You'll hear back from us in 6 to 12 months.
Okay.
Worst comes to worst, 6 to 12 years, but we'll just go from there. Sound good?
6 to 12 months or 6 to 12 years?
It depends.
What are we up to now? Okay, Ginger. So this is a compilation video of someone who set up a hotline for ICE for people to deport people with. So if you find an illegal immigrant that you want deported, you can call this number and have them deported, right? But it's a fake number. And he's talking to these people and basically telling them that, hey, we're not going to deport the person. And they get really fucking mad. So what happens is all he does is he repeats back what they say to them, right? And then they're like, oh man, you're making me look bad by saying it back to me. Like, bitch, this is exactly what you said word for word. Nothing was changed. Like, we've got teachers calling to have a child deported from their school. Or like some white neighbors who don't like their Hispanic neighbors and think they're somehow running a meth lab or something, so they need to get them removed or whatever. And it's insane to see these people go full fucking Karen or have a meltdown when they find out that these people are here legally and doing nothing wrong. That's essentially what happens here.
Well.
Okay. Is it gonna cost?
They sound so disappointed that the person they want to get rid of is there legally and is doing nothing wrong.
Money just in case we do end up deporting. Because, yeah, we will need some gas money from you.
Like, how much, like, we are...
Let's see. Round trip, I'd say $600 to $1,200. Something in that range. You just need to let that process happen without interfering. So we're just going to have to ask that you make zero contact and don't even let her know that you called us, any of that. And we'll take it from there.
Okay.
But yeah, if we do end up deporting, we.
I do think that's a good idea, though. When these people call in and say, "Hey, deport my neighbor," you tell them, like, say, "Oh, make sure you make zero contact with the person while they're being investigated, so they don't think you called ICE on them or something to get investigated." Because it means you're basically getting them to leave the poor people alone, right? The people they've been harassing and being shit to, like saying, just make no contact, don't look at them, whatever, while they're being investigated, so there's no suspicion on you. I think that's a really fucking good way to do some good with it.
Need $600 to $1,200 from you.
$600 to $1,200 if you guys deport her, right?
Yeah, just for gas money.
And the fact that they literally are willing to pay this much money to get rid of their neighbors is insane.
That's only if she gets deported, and it could take 6 to 12 months, right?
Or years. Yeah.
Well, that's not bad.
6 to 12 months or 6 to 12 years.
By your ex-husband.
Right. The problem is when they had an affair, and so we are going through a divorce.
Okay, so essentially there was an affair with the illegal immigrant, and now that has transpired, a deportation is ideal for you.
Deportation's ideal, period. She needs to be deported.
So you found out about the affair and then subsequently found out that the affair was with an illegal immigrant.
Right.
And once that knowledge came to be, then you said, let's deport that bitch, essentially.
Yeah.
Well, this is like, honestly, it's a great, a lot of people, they have affairs and they deal with it in their own way. Getting somebody to
This guy's really good at dry humor and comedy.
Is she working?
I don't know.
Especially when it comes to being direct with it as well.
She's just doing promiscuous.
I have no idea if she's doing that either.
Oh. This is it's a little tricky one because there's obviously romance involved.
It's not tricky at all. She's illegal. Doesn't make anything different.
Right. Yeah, I just don't want to get involved in anybody's personal life is all.
What do you care about people's personal information or personal business?
I want to focus on illegals.
Then focus on her because she's illegal.
Yeah, I would definitely take her information and maybe I can give her a call.
Okay.
Obviously, you want to remain anonymous.
I don't care.
Okay, so you don't mind if I tell her that you reported her, you wanted to get her kicked out?
Yeah, I don't care.
Unfortunately, it looks like we aren't able to carry out romantic deportations.
I don't know who you guys are, but the fact that she's illegal is enough. The romantic is irrelevant.
I contacted one person who wanted to deport the Mexican workers who drive dump trucks in his area.
I've even talked to the chief of police, and they do nothing about it. And I've even talked to the city manager about it. I even reported it to Senator Ted Cruz.
And
Ted Cruz can do shit, man.
No, they have done nothing.
Yeah, because Ted Cruz usually doesn't do anything anyway.
Yeah, he's not going to do shit.
Consistent. And do we know for sure that they are not documented?
If you've gone to the schools in Texas, you can speak English.
There are people that have moved to America after schooling in other countries or growing up in other countries.
Oh, I can see where this is going. Here we go.
Where do you think this is going?
Because nothing will get done. And I've called the ICE number directly, and you can't get through to it. And I've stayed on hold for over 45 minutes to an hour and never spoke to anyone. Well, most of them had Mexican names on the side of their trucks, like Ramos, Munoz, all kinds of different Spanish names.
He's been learning Spanish.
I told him we'd look into it and called him back. Following a comprehensive and methodical review process, we did conduct a multi-phase evaluation of the matter. Actually, could you hang on just 1 second?
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on hold here. Just a second.
Mexican hold music. I love that.
Okay, you there?
I don't think it's even going to question the fact that the ICE hotline has Mexican hold music.
Yeah, we do pursue cases, and we are interested in obtaining more information on these situations for purposes and procedures. And hang on just 1 second. I gotta put you on hold here.
He's got more than one track as well.
Okay, you there?
This guy's both a call center and a DJ.
So, following that comprehensive review process of these individuals, the situation did not necessitate further engagement.
He does that third time, holy shit. I'll be impressed.
And so what we're going to go ahead and do about that is nothing. I had one person call and want to get their friend's nanny deported.
This is anonymous though, right?
Oh, yes. If you'd like it to be anonymous, that's totally fine.
It's a gal from Colombia. She is here illegally. She's working as a nanny. She works for a husband and wife. I don't like the entitlement anymore. They just think they're entitled to harbor these people and let them be here illegally, and they think it's funny.
They being the
whole family. The whole family thinks it's great.
Just wanted to ask, as far as you say you did want to stay anonymous. Is that correct?
Yes, please.
On a scale of 1 to 7, how anonymous would you like to remain? Would you agree that it's strongly? You want to be strongly anonymous? Somewhat anonymous?
No, I want to remain 100% anonymous.
Okay, 100. We don't have the 100% option, so.
Well, 1 to 7 I've never heard of either. But.
Yeah, it's just the system here and the way they do things. It's a little out of my control. I got to talk to my supervisor about it. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and put strongly. You want to be strongly anonymous. Mm-hmm. And as far as quality goes, we have very poor, fair, good, very good, and excellent.
As far as quality of what?
Your anonymity.
It better be excellent.
Okay, we'll put that down. Okay, are they nice people?
They are nice.
But they're nice people, and so now they won't have anyone taking care of their kids.
They would still have someone to take care of the kids. I wouldn't do this if they didn't have anybody to take care of the kids.
Okay, so they have like a backup au pair.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
And a grandma who is very involved.
Yeah, we did look into her and found out that she is a legal citizen. She does have those papers. Yeah. However, yeah, the grandmother, we noticed there was some discrepancies, some disturbing information on her paperwork that's not related to deportation.
I was going to deport the grandma instead.
As far as information goes, there's only so much I can disclose. But everyone else is fine. I'd keep an eye on grandma.
You can't give me anything on.
Well,
I might be able to help you, but I got to know which one that you're looking at.
Yeah, it's more of just it's more like an STD thing. But that's here.
Wait, did you say STD?
Did you say STD?
No, I said, did you say S like Sam?
Oh, no. FTD. Yeah, no, grandma doesn't have any, she doesn't have herpes or anything like that. Just, yeah. No, it's just one of the things we have to say over here.
What is an F? You're saying F like Frank TD?
Yeah, just a functional.
What is that?
Functional transaction disclosure is something that we found that we aren't able to just let you know. Okay, but yeah, everyone's good on over there, and we appreciate you reaching out and having us check for us. But yeah, thanks so much for everything. And yeah, just wanted to...
legitimate too. I'm sorry. Is legitimate too then on her student visa?
Yeah, everyone's all yeah. Mm-hmm.
That just makes my heart so.
I had one person who wanted to report the Hispanics at the local food pantry and also the Hispanics working at the chicken plant.
But they trade their kids to the people back in line so they get more food.
Have you tried talking to the people that run the food pantry?
Yeah, they've been told by management not to say anything because they need food.
Man, I wonder why.
Those deals, and it's frustrating as hell.
Yeah, so you say that they're non-deserving?
Very. Well, the thing is, but they're illegal. They don't speak English.
So do we want them getting less food, or do we want them just to get deported?
Deport them.
Let's say we deport, half of the staff at the chicken plant, and is there something that can be put in place there?
I'm going to be real blunt. White folks don't clean chicken.
You said they don't clean chicken?
No, white people don't. It's a nasty job. Chicken plants are notorious for illegal aliens. They work cheaper. They work longer.
I'm confused with what she wants. Does she want get rid of them, but also who does she want to do the work? It's giving mixed signals here.
Every year.
So you were cleaning the chickens?
Oh yeah, but not in a plant.
Okay, so white people don't clean chickens in plants.
You got it.
Just at their own houses.
Right. And then they go upstairs. They're allowed to take free showers. They're allowed to take their kids up there to get baby formula and diapers. And I just have a problem with it.
I fail to see how any of this is a crime.
Their bodies.
Yes.
We don't want them to smell good.
Yeah, I know.
We want them to keep being unclean.
We do?
We do?
I guess we do. Who's paying for the water? Who's paying for the electricity? It's not them. That kind of says black people don't apply. Brown people can apply, but only if you're not Spanish. Follow me? Well, you could put down there, English-speaking U.S. citizens only need to apply.
In parentheses, we can put white people, because that's really what we're going for.
Well, and again, whether it be milk chocolate, white chocolate, or dark chocolate.
It's a chicken plant, though. We're not talking dairy.
I'll tell you what, they make a lot of money.
The dairy cows?
They get paid well. Yeah, they get paid well. And I'm not a discriminating person. I really am not. I mean, good grief.
I didn't realize it paid so well to be a cow.
My best friend's black, and I don't have a problem.
just sent you this new ad here that they put together.
Yeah.
It says chicken cleaners wanted.
Ooh, white people with black friends and must have experience in the Virgin Islands?
Oh, I wonder what they were referring to.
I don't know, but the white people with black friends, I'm not happy with this white people with black friends.
Oh yeah, white people with white friends only.
I think belongs on there.
No, I don't. I think that again, it's discriminatory. You know, there's a lot of people
Yes.
that are yellow or red, you know, around here.
Yeah, some white people don't have any black friends. I wonder why though.
Must have experience in the Virgin Islands. I have no idea what that meant.
Yeah, it's strange because you have that house in the Virgin Islands.
Yeah, that we're selling. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that white people with black friends or the Virgin Islands. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, those the first bullet and the last bullet, I'm not a fan of. The other ones I think are great. The showers
Available.
Showers available if deserved.
Deserved.
Right, yeah, some people won't deserve it.
Okay. Beneficence provided to milk drinkers. And, well, okay, they would never hire me because I have a glass of wine at night. I still think it sounds...
I can tell.
But that's
Probably had one already. Probably had several nights worth already.
What does it say?
Okay, it says no white people with black friends. Talk about discriminatory.
Okay.
And then it says no Hispanics trading kids or feeding their children. That doesn't belong in the chicken plant. That's only at the food banks. Must gargle milk in the Virgin Islands and mandatory group showers. This ad is sponsored by... Absolutely not. Why would I want my name? All I did was call to report illegal aliens, and I'm not going to have my name on it. No way.
Because they were saying that they started putting these up over town.
Not a chance. No, I do not give my permission for them to use my name, and I think this ad that they just came out with is worse than the first one.
Your name is on it because these are some of the ideas that you had. Well, not the group showers. The group showers was a side.
No, sir, you take my name off of that and don't call me again. I will not be a party to this. All I did was say, get the illegals out of here because they're taking my tax dollars and everything else. I am not going to...
Taking away a sanity with the sound of it as well.
Take my name off, never call me again.
I've never seen someone get so pressed about people working with chicken like this.
The group showers?
Cleaning chicken.
The issue?
I am done with this. You have misconstrued it. All I'm saying is there's illegal aliens that are taking benefits from other people. I am not going to be the sponsor of an ad about white people, black people, or showers. Don't ever put my name on anything. Ever. I can't believe you did this. I'll never help again.
I love this. Watch this. Let's chat. I want to play some Death Stranding too, but I've noticed the time. It's getting pretty late. So I might just stream again tomorrow and play some more games then. But what I will do is I am going to raid out, and I'll see if I can find anyone nice to raid out too. Let's have a look at who is online. I know, right? I'm glad. She's probably doing a service by never trying this shit again. Oh, hang on. I believe it's one of my friend's birthday today. Or Twitch birthday specifically. It's 1 year stream anniversary. I'm going to send you her way. Yeah, she's doing a stream 1 year anniversary. I'm going to send you her way. She's Pixie Gloom. I got to meet her at DreamHack, actually. Lovely person. I hope you enjoy watching her stream. And I will see you most likely tomorrow, actually. Depending on what time I get done recording some stuff. We'll see where it goes. Anyway, enjoy watching Pixie, and I'll see you tomorrow. Sayonara. Sayonara.